Company or Cat and Co?
Cat and Co, Cat and Company, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we got to tell people how to find you so they can do events.
Right now, you find me on social, but eventually I'll have my...
Yeah.
I was like, this summer I'm going to get my website done. I haven't even touched it. So I'm like, well, we'll see. Maybe by the end of summer I'll have it done. But I'm piecing together childcare this summer, so it might actually be the fall before it's done.
Yeah, don't you glad you don't have to go to work like outside of the house? I mean, like, how did you ever do it? I look back and I'm like, how did I do that? How did I do that?
I made a lot of people mad. Like, I made a lot of people upset at work because my children were. There's always something like they're either.
You have 3 kids. That happens. One is.
Sick, and with Harrison, he always gets, called to the office. So.
Well, he's little. He's still learning.
Mhm. Yeah, a little slower than the rest, but.
He's getting it.
Yeah.
Heart of gold.
Yeah. It's just like every week it's something, and I just like, and I would always disappoint someone, and that's never a good feeling.
Yeah. Hey Taylor, how you doing? Good. Okay, so I guess we need to get the microphone kind of close to you if when we're gonna start. I want to hear all about each one of the kids.
Okay.
Maybe in between or however, but this is the cough button if we don't want to be heard, but otherwise everything in between the breaks and all is heard. Alondra's got it going on over here.
Awesome. Thank you, Alondra.
So we started
Are you a morning person, or are you just like having to force yourself to be a morning person?
No, I have to force myself. I've never in my life been a morning person.
Yeah. And you're like, this is for the dogs.
I had to be right at 5:30 in the morning, and I'm like,
Well, you have makeup on and everything.
I know.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm proud of you for doing that. It's hard.
I'm literally
Like if it were me and I had to do this every day, I'd be like, I'm just gonna come in. You're gonna get me as
That's right.
Get me.
I mean, last week was a little rough. I didn't even straighten my hair. I didn't do my hair at all last week.
Oh, who would? I like
my
this.
makeup though, because I was sick, so I was like.
Yeah, I think I caught the crud. Like yesterday.
Crazy. It's going around, and everyone's got it at least a little bit.
Yeah.
No,
But all of a sudden it's like, I feel.
You can feel the scratchiness.
Taylor or even Brian, I was in here just like not even myself. Like I was dead to the world, but I was here. This is what's important.
That's all that matters.
I feel like I need to go get a shot.
Power through.
It's like itchy ears, like anything.
Yeah.
Give me whatever you got.
Yeah. Give me all the shots. Steroids, yeah.
When I have a steroid shot, I'm not kidding, especially when they give you like the dose pack or the whatever. It's like I could clean my house with a toothbrush. It's like.
Y'all, I do not get affected by anything like that at all.
You're lucky.
Not even a little bit.
It makes me like.
Nope. I can drink.
And then you can't
I can
sleep.
drink coffee before I go to bed. Like I don't get affected at all.
I kind of do, but I take pre-workout like every day, so that is like a really high dose of caffeine. So at this point, like if it's a little bit of caffeine, it's not really gonna affect.
Maybe I need pre-workout.
Yeah. What is it? Yeah. I'm like, I want that right now.
Like a lot of caffeine.
Ugh. Yeah.
Katie, thank you for being such a good sport to come.
so sweet.
I just love you and I'm glad you're here.
I'm happy to be here.
Also, we're live on YouTube.
I also
Okay.
can't. Are we live now?
Uh-huh. Good.
My ears I haven't been sick, but my ears are congested, and they've been like that for a few weeks now.
Yeah.
But I'm like, do I really want to go to the doctor? Like, there's really nothing else in my sickness.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
we've got to take a picture.
yes.
Me and my fuzzy hair.
I'm like, I just straightened it.
You look gorgeous, as always. What a sweet girl. I want to hear all about little Perry. I want to hear all about your sons.
She's amazing.
Your husband loving his job.
He's doing it.
Yeah.
But he does like it. He likes having people there with him.
So we're starting at 6:05.
Where do they report the traffic from? Like, who are the guys that do the traffic?
Taylor that just walked in.
Oh, that was him? Yeah. Was that him just now?
Yeah.
This won't let me post. I don't know why. Ready?
Woke up this morning, got yourself a gun. Your mom always said you'd be there.
You just signal me when you're ready to go.
This is Mornings with Brian Haldane.
Who are you?
Brian! Brian!
Well, him.
I'm really quite something.
Mornings are for coffee and contemplation.
News and newsmakers.
Coffee and contemplation.
Traffic and weather.
I've been sitting here for 2.5 hours and I still don't know why.
Good morning!
Great day in the morning, people.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Start your day with Baton Rouge's hub for information and opinion.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Here is Brian Haldane.
And good morning. Today, Brian is on vacation. I'm Betsy Barnes, and I'm here sitting in for Brian till 9 o'clock, and I've invited a few friends to join me. I always enjoy listening to Brian in the morning on the way to work, and so if you're tuning in this early, you know there's not a lot of traffic for you, but it is pretty hot out there. So I want to introduce you to my dear friend, Katie Perino-Guitro, who's going to join me in the first hour.
Yes, good morning.
Yes.
I'm so happy to be here.
So I am so thrilled that Katie could be here. She's got a new business starting. If you've watched anything on social media or if you know Katie in the greater Baton Rouge area, she and Amy Vandiver raised $40,000 for St. Jude through the Flower Fest. So if you were one of the lucky few that got to go, a few 400 people or so, go to the Flower Fest with us. Thank you for contributing to St. Jude. So we wanted to catch up with Katie.
Yes.
Amy's going to call in just a few minutes.
Yes.
And we just want to make sure that everybody's aware of what you're doing. You have pulled away from the LSU Ag Center Botanical Garden.
Yes.
And that is where you did events for a long time.
Yes, I was there for 12 years.
Yeah. And so you put on a lot of special memories.
Yes.
And a lot of special events.
I loved it.
But you're a mom of 3.
Yep.
And you have enough going on
That's correct.
already. But you've launched your own event business.
Yes, I have.
And you're so good at it,
Oh,
too.
you're so sweet.
You
Thank
are. You are so good at it.
Thank you. Well, I'm so happy to be here. Good morning. And I am excited of all the things we get to talk about in this
Yes.
first hour.
I know. I'm excited for you, too. So your business, Cat and Company.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I am, I worked for LSU for 12 years. I enjoyed my time for the Ag Center with the Ag Center at the Botanic Gardens on SN Lane. And if you haven't been, you should go. The flowers
It's
are in
gorgeous.
bloom. The flower fields, which is that's my jam. It is super fun and beautiful, and it's so great to go with your family.
The Central Park of Baton Rouge.
Oh, it is the Central Park.
Yeah.
I mean, it is 440 plus acres in the heart of the city. And I knew immediately when I was a young student that I wanted to make my mark there.
And you
who
did.
wouldn't? Who wouldn't
Yes.
want to stay there? And we have some amazing workers and students. I say we still because it's still very much a part of my
Yes.
life. And but I knew that as many mothers and other people in any industry, they kind of shifted either before, during, or after COVID.
Right.
And I realized very quickly that it was time for me. And I just decided to take a leap and start a business. And now I get to be a mom and work my business and enjoy life. And I actually have a few businesses right now that I'm kind of working all at the same time. But that is the joy of being a business owner, is that you can work
Yes.
as much or as little as you want. You can grow it as quick or as slow as you want.
Entrepreneurship.
And I know it is a beautiful thing. And so I'm actually taking this first year, I'm growing it as quickly as I feel comfortable. And then, 2023, we'll see. It's going to be a crazy year.
You have a very vast network of people. And that's another, today I have a guest co-host in each hour because I feel like you, Anthony Ranaudo, and David St. Romain are all doing things in the community, the greater Baton Rouge area, to bring awareness to different causes,
Yes.
to bring awareness for people coming together. And I think that's so important. But I mean, y'all all 3 are movers and shakers. You all 3 think out of the box. what can we do different? What can we do more? And how can we help more people? How can we bless more people?
Yes.
And so I just love that about you.
thank
And the
you.
same thing with Amy
Yes.
with Clover Creative Agency. And she's
Yes.
going to be calling in just a minute and talk about the Flower Fest, because the two of you really did pull that together
Yes.
with a lot of other people. But I don't think anybody could say no.
Yes. Well,
Every
it's hard
single,
to.
yeah.
It's
So
hard to when-
$27,000 the first year,
Yeah.
which was the first event
Yes.
once the COVID mask mandate was gone for outside
Yes.
events. And that was phenomenal. That was phenomenal. So right around Easter, and then the Flower Fest is a big competition.
Yes.
You know, it's a
Well,
big
and
competition.
even with all of the different events that were happening that weekend, the weekend of April 2nd and 3rd, 1st and 2nd, I can't remember, but even during that weekend, I mean, there was Hogs for the Cause, some really great
Yes.
events. I mean, how can you compete with that? We were like, what are we going to do to make this happen and have people come here? But they showed up. We had almost 2,000 people over the 2-day festival.
That's huge.
And it was amazing.
It was.
And we, even with all of the, competition, we were able to raise $40,000 to give to St. Jude of Baton Rouge, or St. Jude of Louisiana. And that right there is the only reason why we do it. We do it because we want to give. We don't take anything. We give everything. And because of that, I think there's so much support from the Baton Rouge area, and not just that, but from all over Louisiana. We have people come from New Orleans, Lake Charles, Lafayette, Shreveport. Even.
Well, when you first did this, the inspiration was that there's no event business. There was no weddings where people could really go all out with the flowers. There were so many people that were in the gig economy or the event business that couldn't perform, and y'all pulled them together to say, hey, just hang on a little bit longer.
Correct.
And that turned out to be such an inspired idea. And so by the second year, of course, and next year will be even bigger.
This year was tough, I can tell you, because we had every event industry was exploding. And, me in the planning side, we had so many florists that their businesses were booming.
Yeah.
And we had to be like, would you be willing to sacrifice your time and effort and your hands to give back? And they still showed up, and they still came, which we were amazed by that alone, that they were willing to sacrifice. And but that is the event industry. We're all in the service industry.
Mm-hmm.
We give as a part of our job, and it feeds our soul to be able to give to other people, to make their events happen, to make their celebrations happen, whether it be commercial, business, personal.
But everything socially and business and politically and all that ties in together. We all love a good time, but what I really loved about the Flower Fest this year is more guys came out, decked out. I mean, they went all out. It was really wonderful to see so many people dressing up, showing up, having a great time. And we girls in Baton Rouge, we like to dress up.
Oh, my goodness.
We like a good reason. That's right. And we love for somebody we love to take us out.
Exactly.
Maybe even somebody we just like, but we just want to go out.
Well, I was like, this is basically kind of like a wedding that you don't need a special invitation to.
Or a gift. You just pay
or
your
a
ticket.
gift.
And
all you do is and your money goes to a great cause.
Yes.
And then you just pick out your fabulous outfit, whatever that may be. And we have every year we have a different theme, but the whole overarching theme is flowers. And who doesn't have something floral, male or female? Being able to deck yourself out in some type of natural, floral, exciting garb gets you pumped up. You can't help but be excited and want to go dance. So
that's
that's exactly what happened. We danced the night away.
We did.
Shut that place down.
We did. I had a very good time.
Yeah.
It was worth it because we did something for St. Jude. We did it all together. It makes great memories, and we're going to have to do it again.
Yes.
We are going to definitely have to do it again. So I think we may have Amy Vandiver calling in.
Yes.
So
I'm so excited. My partner in crime, my precious friend, lifelong friend, and truly, this would never happen if she was not in it. So I'm so excited that she'll be able to chat
join
with us
us
this morning.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we are in the Talk 107.3 studio with Alondra Villarreal, and she is Villarreal. Let me pronounce that correctly. She is producing this morning. I'm so glad to be here with her. And do we need to take a break, Alondra? And I'll tell you what, we're going to take a break. We're going to be right back with Mornings with Brian, but today it's Mornings with Betsy and
That's
Katie.
right.
That's right. And Alondra.
Yes.
Here on Talk 107.3 FM, the new flavor of talk. I feel like I'm sound not too good, but yeah.
Me too. So where's Brian again?
Vacation.
Oh, good for him.
I know. He needs a vacation. Hope he sleeps late.
I know. I cannot. Well, I mean, I sleep late-ish. Like, I'm like 7, 7:30. But I just can't sleep past that time no matter what.
I can.
I know. It's a gift.
I can roll over.
It's a gift. Yeah. But what I'll do is I'll get up, I'll drink coffee, maybe have breakfast, and I'll go back to sleep. I'll take a morning nap, like a baby.
A mid-morning. Get the kids off and the house is quiet.
Yes.
Yes.
If I can do that. But then I always have a list of things that I need to get done. That always keeps me up. Yeah, so is she going to be calling you?
No, she's already on the phone.
Oh, yay.
So we're going to put it over so we can hear.
Yes.
So we don't need headphones or anything, right? Yeah.
Wonderful.
Five minutes? Because I ran too long?
No, I mean, it's fine, but it's just going to be kind of short.
Okay. We got a hard stop at 6:20.
Wait, where's the clock? Oh, right there. Okay. That's fine.
That's not going to get... Should we carry her over? But I've got another guest.
I'm going to let her kind of chit-chat. She's a great talker, and...
Well, that's really only 4 minutes, but I've got Craig Mills coming in. I should have given her more time.
Who's Craig Mills?
I mean, not Craig. Yeah, Craig Mills. He is the one that has been fighting for against deceptive adoption practices.
Yes.
Like, you would not believe the craziness.
That's awesome. Well, I can't wait to hear from him.
So I just want to make sure I give Amy enough time.
Yeah.
I'm watching the clock, and I'm just like, okay. Because I got a hard out at 6:20.
So really 3 minutes. 2 minutes? So after commercial? So each segment is how long? 5 minutes? 10 minutes?
They're different.
There's just a hard out on this one.
Yes, okay.
Is it possible to carry her over and then have somebody else call in the middle of a segment? Okay, then let's do that. We'll carry her into the next one, and then Craig Mills will be calling in.
Maybe just do like a little intro.
Do skinny people stuff. What is this commercial? I'm loving it.
For Dave Ramsey.
Oh. Do you love me some Dave?
Just say like, this is Katie with blah blah blah. We're gonna hear more from her after
In just a minute.
Yeah.
And then at 6:20, how long is that break?
Like 3-4 minutes.
Okay.
Because it's like 2 minutes of news. And then
Okay, and then I got Craig Mills will be calling in. So I think I emailed this to you. I still have your Gmail account. I don't know if you got it. I just wanted you to kind of see that.
Yes. Yeah, I actually reviewed it last night at midnight. I don't have any paint on me, but I've been painting my house slowly but surely, one room at a time. And I love to paint, it's mindless, So it was that's what I did until midnight.
Okay. And you're back with Talk 107.3 FM. I'm Betsy Barnes, sitting in for the wonderful Brian Haldane, who hopefully is sleeping late on his vacation. Yeah. And I am joined by Katie Guitro. She is my guest co-host for this hour.
Yes, good morning.
And I'm so glad you could come. Thank you so much.
Dear.
And on the phone, we have Amy Vandiver. And she is the owner of Clover Creative Agency. She does marketing, advertising, and some other things. But she and Katie partnered with the Flower Fest, and I wanted to celebrate them raising $40,000 for St. Jude. So how you doing there?
Me?
Yes, you. How you doing, Amy?
I'm currently hiding in my car, so my children are hopefully enjoying their breakfast. But no, I'm good.
Life of a working mother.
So I wanted to celebrate and bring some attention to you, and I'm going to ask you to hang on and carry over into the next segment. So we're going to be talking with Amy Vandiver with Clover Creative Agency. And hang on, Amy, we're going to be right back.
That was such a short little.
Oh, no,
That's okay.
She works so hard. She
does.
She works all the time, and with 3 kids, I'm just like, it's impressive, truly impressive. But if you've ever, like, it's almost magic what she can do with her fingertips on her phone and her computer. I'm like, she has the fastest hands I've ever seen, and I'm quick. But she is like next level, and she always has her nails done, and she's amazing.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's so good. You got to have talented people like that to push
Oh,
businesses
my goodness.
forward.
Well, she built that business all by herself. So, I mean, she has had great partners and help, but it's amazing. So when the YouTube is on,
Yes.
is it just video or is it audio?
Audio too.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
I have not been to Government Taco
I did in the old
In a
location,
minute.
but I need to go.
in a minute.
Yeah.
What? If they were open for breakfast, we should go.
I know.
Like, order in.
That's a great idea. I don't know what time. I think they just open for lunch and dinner.
Right? That'll wake you up. I'm sure
Maybe.
they just said they had a full bar. Of course they do.
If you're a restaurant with no bar in Louisiana, chances are you're empty.
Yeah. Yes, that's so true. Oh, my goodness. There was a place, though, that was BYOB for a while, and I kind of enjoyed it. Like, you just brought your bottle of wine.
Beauvoir Park was that way.
And I love that. I really do love that. Did they have food? Did they have food? Serve food there?
Mm-mm.
Well, that's what I like.
No, Building 5 does, though.
But they have alcohol.
Yes.
But there was a full restaurant that didn't have alcohol.
Yeah. No, Beauvoir you can. So we're going to do Amy for 3.5, and then we have another break, and then we have Craig Mills coming in.
How is Peyton doing?
He's doing really
Is he
good.
here?
He's in Baton Rouge.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. What's he
Yeah.
up to?
He is filming a music video for Ashton Brooke Gill, who was on American Idol.
Oh, that's awesome.
She made it to the final with Lane Hardy.
Oh, my gosh.
Her family and his family are real good friends, and so he's filming a video today. 3 different locations over the next 3 days. He's
Where
done.
are they going to be?
I can't tell.
Mum's the word.
Yes. Yes. They're going to be at local businesses and then near the house that this young lady got recently.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's a cool video. It's really going to be.
Well, I can't
He's
wait to
written
see it.
5 episodes of an episodic thing, and he's gotten other people to jump in and partner with him, and
wait to
so
see
he's
it.
already recorded 1 show, and then he's got 4 more shows to do. And he's
So
painting.
is he doing the actual filming part?
He is the director, producer. He wrote the script. He did the storyboards.
Wow.
He did all that.
So does he have the actual camera equipment, or does he have
A friend of
somebody
his does, and
Wow.
so they're partnering in that.
That's awesome. He's such a creative mind.
Multi-level.
Yes.
Next level.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
He's doing good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we met last night with Ashton Brooke Gill's family and just sat down and have a really, they want me to do some planning and things, help them
Awesome.
some way. So I said, okay. So
Definitely.
she just released a song 2 days ago. She's got this music video being
I'll
done.
have to listen to that whenever
Yeah.
I scoot. Or we should listen to it during our break.
I know. And you're back with Talk 107.3 FM, Mornings with Brian, but today it's Mornings with Betsy Barnes and Katie Guitro. Thank you for coming.
Good morning, yes.
Founder of Cat and Company events. She's got so many events going on. We have her partner in the Flower Fest, Amy Vandiver of Clover Creative Agency, and she's on the line with us. We're going to talk about this phenomenal announcement that they made this week about $40,000 being donated to St. Jude to help children from here and everywhere. Hey, how you doing, Amy?
Doing great. Doing great.
Thank you so much for jumping on with us. I know it's early. You and Katie are early birds, but I wanted people to know how amazing everything you're doing has turned out to be what you wanted it to be and maybe even a little bit more. So tell us a little bit about the Flower Fest and how y'all achieved this $40,000 goal and exceeded your previous goal.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't heard about the Flower Fest yet, it is a 2-day experience off of River Road. It's the first weekend of April every year. We've done it 2 years in a row. So this is our second year. It is a floral competition. So we have teams of florists that put together these incredible structures, 12 by 12 by 12 feet. They are 360 views. They are all around a theme. So this past year in April, our theme was Out of This World. And so everything was space-themed and galaxies and neons and glowing. And what was cool this year is even at night, they lit up. So during our festival, everyone who comes through gets to walk through and vote on their favorite. These florists have 2 days to put them together, so it's incredible that they build them. And they're live flowers, so it's incredible that they even keep them alive and so beautiful in the Louisiana heat. But you walk through, there's food trucks. We added something this year. We added this incredible arts and makers market where it was our floral market. So everything inside of it had to do with flowers. So either it was paintings of flowers or jewelry made out of flowers or like resin coasters with flowers in them. It was a huge hit, and 20% of that market went to our St. Jude, donation. So each year we always want to add another element to make it better. We also take feedback from people that are participants in it or people that attend. And so we have some really cool things we are working on for 2023. So if you want to go ahead and mark your calendars, September 22nd at the Gilmore House, we will be doing a reveal party where we reveal our theme. Everyone gets really excited about the theme, not just because they want to see what people make, but it's because they want to know what they want to wear to our gala. And you've been, Betsy.
I have been. I have loved it. It could not have been better. At every single touch, every single person that you pulled into it, everybody just brought their best. It was wonderful. I have had the best time both years. Yeah. But y'all created this event. There was not anything like this in Baton Rouge at all.
Well, Amy is a mastermind of creating feelings. That's what I like.
Yes.
Like she can create feelings in people. And I always tell people my favorite people are the ones that have just a little bit of crazy in them. You know?
We like those
and
people.
Amy,
We resonate
Amy
with that.
has like an extra scoop of just not like bad crazy, but like just out of this world imagination and
out the box.
Oh my goodness! And it is brought to life in the Flower Fest for sure.
That is so awesome. Amy, I just wanted to publicly congratulate you and Katie on a hugely successful year. I know that was a lot to pull together, but you both did it so beautifully, and you look gorgeous, and you just, talk about arrive as queens. You did, and it was just beautiful, and you made such great memories for so many of us.
Well, and so one of the things we also added this year is we had an honoree. So we had a child who had actually gone to St. Jude, gone through treatment, and come out on the other side, and her family, they joined us on stage, and Katie was able to, share her story and allow the parents to talk about their experience. So everyone in attendance at the gala got to be reminded of why we're here. Yes, it's fun. Yes, these flowers make for great Instagram content. Yes, the food, City Pork killed it. It was great. But at the end of the day, this is a fundraiser. So that was something that we added. And so for the next year, for 2023, we are adding honorees. And so these little pollinators will help us raise money and help us bring more attention to this really cool festival. And we're excited to have that element because we've done this with just really, 4 people and like a skeleton crew of volunteers. So imagine when we have a committee and we have honorees and we have even more sponsorship. And we also have really cool sponsorship opportunities for 2023. So like Crystal Faircloth had mentioned to me, hey, I think you have an opportunity here to not only just have these sculptures, but like, what if a company had an installation and they were able to get all of that exposure and all of those photos taken? That would be better than half the time we just send in a logo to something. So we're going to be working on putting together some really unique sponsorship packages for this Flower Fest and give the people that give us their donations and that, dollar amount, the time and like the ability to really shine and get a really good return on investment for that sponsorship dollar.
I'm glad that you touched on that. So if you are a business owner in the Baton Rouge area and you're like, what can I do to bring my business to the next level? Please contact us at the Flower Fest because this is something that not only is for a great cause, but the amount of traction that you get and the exposure that you get from this event even surprised us. It's a creative way to put your business out into the public, and it also is for a great cause.
It is for a great cause. And, one of the things that we need to do is we need to pull together as a community, and why not go have a good time?
That's right.
It's a great way to raise some money. We're going to be right back with Talk 107.3 FM, Mornings with Brian. We'll be right back in just a moment. So let me see if I can find Craig's. No.
So, Alondra, how long have you been here?
I've only been here for a month and a half.
Are you from Baton Rouge?
No. Haldane. Yeah. We're gonna go to Craig Mills. Yeah. Thank you. Talk 107. Okay, I'm gonna put you on hold. Yes. No, I'm from Texas.
So I have him from 6:25 to 6:31. So right now, here's the 31 break. So we'll have Craig for one segment, 10 minutes.
To 47, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Or if you want to carry him over too, that's fine.
Okay. Do you think we've shared enough about your
Yes. My goodness.
Or you tell people how to get in touch with you?
Yeah. I'm just happy to be on. And I actually really enjoyed talking about other people more than myself.
Me too.
I think just being on is an honor. And
It goes by fast.
it goes by very quickly. Well, and we both like to talk a little bit.
We do.
So it comes easy.
It does.
The first annual School and Community Expo coming to Baton Rouge on June 11th from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Chief Park Activity Center on campus of Southern University. Join in Row VR.
I was thinking before I came here, I was like, oh, what if I brought like snacks or like some type of, not donuts necessarily, but like some type of like warm breakfast food. And then I realized nothing is open at 5 o'clock.
And you're not really wanting to stop at this. I don't want to stop.
Yeah.
No, I always want to get Starbucks or like some sort of coffee.
They aren't even open. They aren't even open. 6:30.
Starbucks.
That's open
College.
at 5.
At 5. But I'm not going to go out of my way to like.
So that one is open.
Yes.
That's a business right there. If you can be easy access on and off the interstate, and you're open at between 5 and 6. There's so many people on the road. Most of them are going to the plants, or governmental offices, but most of them don't even open until 9. What am I talking about? They go to the plants.
Well, I was glad there wasn't bad traffic coming in.
Oh, not at all. Excuse
me.
Rude. Morning. I actually told Craig right before I went to bed, I'm like, hey, I'm going to be gone in the morning. He's like, what? I was like, yeah, probably should have told you that before now.
He should know. He's going to have to just roll with it.
He's fine.
Yeah.
He doesn't leave until like 7:30. or 8 every morning anyway,
Yeah.
so he's fine.
Hey, how are you?
Morning.
Yeah, I like it when I get up early. I don't naturally want to get up early, but, when I do, I feel like I get so much more done.
You have like 4 days in one day.
I know. It feels like that. It does.
I'm like, what can I accomplish today? I might go to sleep at 7, but I am up early. You know?
I'm going to be knocked out by 8 p.m.
I know.
It's fine.
I know.
Productive day.
I get to go see my friend's new baby today, and I have not seen her. She had a little girl. She has 2 boys just like I do, and she just had a little girl. And I'm so excited. So excited. I haven't met her yet. Her name's Catherine. My name is Catherine, so I feel like we have a bond.
Yes.
We're going to be friends.
We find ways to bond with babies.
I know. Well, I mean, we've already bonded.
Yes.
I've never even met her.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm excited to see her.
Can you turn the volume up a little bit with him so we can make sure we hear everything with him? I'm here and we'll follow your lead. And good morning. As my grandmother would say, good morning, darling.
Precious.
I'm Betsy Barnes here with Katie Guitro, and we are so glad to tell you good morning. So we have a few different guest co-hosts as Brian is on vacation. So Katie Guitro is my first hour co-host, and on the phone we have Craig Mills. Craig Mills has been working tirelessly for the last few years to improve the adoption laws in Louisiana. With the Roe v. Wade overturn, with a lot of, very contentious debates, we have to ask ourselves, if there's going to be more children in the system, what can we do to make sure the children are served in the system?
Where can we amend policies? Where can we change things elsewhere to accommodate?
Right, because there's so many families that want to adopt, but it is a very difficult situation, and there's some shysters out there, believe it or not. So, Craig Mills, thank you for being with us, because I really do want you to share a little bit about what you've been doing and where we are with making sure that children are protected and served, and birth mothers finding themselves in a difficult situation are not being trafficked for their babies. How are you?
Good morning, darling.
Good morning, darling.
Good morning.
Thanks for having me on.
Sure.
Louisiana is in a tight spot. We don't protect the adoption process well enough, and I think theoretically the expectation is there will be more babies available for adoption. The current status in Louisiana is children are frankly a commodity, and by putting more products into the pipeline. And until we make some wholesale changes on how we approach the adoption process, I think that we're going to continue feeding the multi-million-dollar industry.
Now, some people might say, now, Craig, what are you talking about? But you as an adoptive parent went through some years, and I think are still in perhaps some litigation regarding trying to adopt a sibling of a child you've already adopted, and what you found was corruption from one end of the spectrum to the other. Is that correct?
Essentially, that is correct. Yes, we are currently in litigation. It's been going on for 7 years now. The adoption industry does not like to be questioned. They do not like to be challenged. The multi-million dollars that's being exchanged for children in Louisiana likes to hide behind rules that they make up to protect themselves. When we started out on this journey, the expectation was that we were going to protect our own interests. But through the Clark Mills Project, which is a foundation that my wife and I started, once we found out that the state of Louisiana does not support fully prospective adoptive families, people came out of the woodworks. I've talked to hundreds of people. And if you count the people outside of the state of Louisiana, I'm probably close to 1,000 people who have talked about, why is Louisiana so difficult to adopt in? Well, it boils down to two key elements, and it has very little to do with the law of supply and demand. The key elements that people find, at least they're telling me, is the cost of adoptions and the lack of protection for people in the triad. And the triad is birth mothers, the child, and the prospective adoptive families. The latter, for which is our main goal, is try to protect that entity within the state of Louisiana. And we've done that to some extent because our laws didn't protect prospective adoptive families from bait and switch schemes, for example. In 2018, legislation was passed and signed by the governor that put a cap on the living expenses that birth mothers could be paid. And granted, we all want a healthy baby. We all want a healthy birth mother. We all want the counseling that goes into making this decision. All of that is in statute. But what wasn't in statute was the tens of thousands of dollars birth mothers were being paid for their children. I actually have on video a local judge admitting to approving $80,000 in living expenses. Well, we put a cap on the living expenses, which unfortunately is still 50% higher than any other state in this country. And some of the baby brokers came out against putting a cap on living expenses.
Because many of them are making a percentage. So you have attorneys involved, you have social workers involved, you have different people within the state involved, and you've actually gone to the state capitol and tried to amend some of the current laws where
Correct.
You have pointed out deceptive practices among
Correct.
those that are coordinating birth mothers and prospective parents. And if you're just tuning in, we are talking with Craig Mills about some of the difficulties that people have trying to adopt in Louisiana. And I'm not sure why it would be so hard, but you do have people that are very vulnerable, the birth mother. You do have people who have raised some money, the adoptive parents, and you have people that are shopping to see who can give the most money for this newborn.
It's a very emotionally charged, I imagine, process, whereas people are extremely vulnerable to losing money. And so, Craig, what I'm curious about is what does it look like in other states? So you're saying like in Louisiana, but for reference, can you let us know what is an ideal situation?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, we have an example that emanated from LSU, where there's a research study that talks about getting the money out of the adoption process. And the Supreme Court of the Commonwealth of Kentucky's Supreme Court has actually used that research study as the basis for one of their rulings in adoptions. So getting the money out of adoptions would I think help the entire process. You can't do that if the people who are making the money are also the same ones who are leading, for example, a state Senate committee around by the nose. When we're more worried about what happens, what people think and how they're impacted outside of the state of Louisiana by what we do inside the state of Louisiana, that doesn't benefit us as citizens. And I'll give you a very specific example. In this last regular session, one of the things that we're trying to do is to stop, if you will, the venue shopping. When I mentioned the 2018 law, yes, there's a cap, but that legislation also gives a judge the ability to approve the $80,000 in living expenses if they deem it necessary. So yeah, there's a cap. But if an attorney or an agency can find a judge somewhere in the state unrelated to who has standing in the adoption, that judge can approve whatever he or she feels is necessary, even if their friend is bringing them the case to approve in an adoption.
So they're getting paid.
There was legislation. Yeah. We tried to stop that. I actually have another judge on video saying that it wasn't until after the documents were filed that she found out what and I'm putting my hands in the air quotes, real situation was. Okay, well, how about we tie the adoption to a location where someone has standing? The baby brokers came out in full force and really led the Senate committee around by their nose, claiming that, well, this impacts people outside the state of Louisiana. Okay.
The best interest of the child is the foremost.
We need to stop. We need to stop the venue shopping, so that you can't go to your buddy who is approving these adoption living expenses to get what the birth mother is asking for. All right, I'm going to give you another example. There's an agency here in Baton Rouge who answers that very specific question in their FAQ, their frequently asked questions. Literally, I'm looking at it in real time right now. What kind of financial assistance can I expect to receive? That is a question that they're answering from pregnant women.
Well, the thing is that many of these women have been moved from state to state, promised a lot of things. Those things don't happen, and then they do decide to give up their child. Many of them are prevented from giving up their child, or they're prevented from not giving up their child. The reason that I wanted to bring Craig, and Craig, I want you to share with people how to get in touch with you. The reason I asked Craig to come in and talk a little bit about this was because if we are going to prevent any abortions in Louisiana, we need to make it easier for adoption. I am pro-life, but I'm very pro-adoption. And I think that is such an important point because you have children in foster care, you have others. It is very difficult in this state to be able to adopt a child, newborn or otherwise.
Too difficult, honestly.
Yes. Craig, how can people get in touch with you if they want to get on board or learn more about the specific cases that you've been involved in personally?
Sure. Facebook is the easiest way to do it, and we are at the Clark, with an E, Mills Project. And you have to put the Clark Mills Project. Facebook's the easiest way to do that. Engage with us. Tell us your stories. Adoptions are confidential. So if you need to share something with me, or if you need some advice, we're not attorneys, we're not counselors. We give advice. We're an advisory group. I have attorneys that I can call on. I have a counseling group here in Baton Rouge.
Thank you, Craig. I'm so sorry to cut you off, but we need to make sure that everybody knows. Go to the Clark Mills Project, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about this. We'll be right back with Talk 107.3 FM. This is Betsy Barnes here with Katie Guitro. We'll be right back.
I could talk to him all day to learn
really
more about that. I mean, that's
amazing,
poignant stuff.
Would you let Craig know that? Okay.
Oh, that's a mess.
It's a mess. So you can adopt a child in a foreign country easier than Louisiana. And birth mothers are switched from state to state, and if they change their mind, they're coerced not to change their mind. So it's like really such a sad situation.
But also, like, I imagine the ones that are moved around like cattle probably have a higher rate of changing their mind.
Right.
Because it makes them feel uncomfortable. They're out of their element. They're out of their homes.
What could be more frightening than if you are an undocumented alien? You're not from this country, or you're not sure what to do, or you're away from home and you find yourself as a young lady in trouble. Yeah. And the trouble is that you don't really know who to turn to. And so Catholic Charities, I think, does a very good job. There's private adoption agencies, but there's a shortage of babies for the number of people that want to adopt.
There's so many people that want to
what if you're somebody that has $100,000 to pay for a baby, and you're somebody else that would be a wonderful parent, you only have $10,000?
That would be
what do you do? Yeah.
It
shouldn't be about money.
No,
it should be about who is capable of parenting this child. And
well, not just that, but if there are more children going into the system, then I really hope that there are some drastic and vast changes.
There has to be. There has to be.
From mother to parents.
Well, Craig, there's not enough time for us to share everything that Craig and his family have gone through, but I've known Craig the entire time, and I'm telling you some of the things that he has been able to reveal through state statutes, because the social workers and the attorneys and other people that are making a great amount of money, and they're kind of double dipping parents and agencies and different things, the way that they're doing it, they know the loopholes.
But it's costing,
and not everybody is doing it.
Parents.
It's costing the parents.
It's costing the people
and
that are already struggling.
The best is, or the worst is, I should say the worst is, that you've spent all this time and money, you've put together a nursery, you've gotten your family to donate whatever it is that they're asking for because you've now fallen in love with the idea of being a parent, and then only to find out that baby's been given to somebody else. And you find that after you've done all of this. And there's story after story after story of parents that have gone through that. I cannot imagine the hurt and the loss and the pain, and you don't get a refund. You've just spent this for your dream to come true. You really believed it. You bought into it. And there's family after family that's had a not so great situation.
You know,
it is. It's very disheartening. And I just think there's things we could do, but so few people know that.
Well, with this overturning of adoption is, abortion is still legal here in Louisiana. You know, we are a little different from other states. But that being said, if there is, for some reason, an influx in...
We need to help these mothers.
But this is a great opportunity to shed the light on something that is extremely important and that needs to be changed to begin with. And it's bringing it to the forefront of the conversation.
Yes. I would encourage any young woman who is pregnant to please consider strongly adoption, even with the difficulties.
Yes.
Consider adoption and consider going through a very reputable program that can help you support your child, whether you end up keeping the child or not keeping the child. But I know quite a few people that have been birth moms. I was adopted as a newborn infant out of the Protestant Home for Babies in New Orleans, so I have a heart for adoption.
Yes.
And I'm so thankful.
Yeah.
You know, so thankful for the family that I got.
Yeah.
And I had the opportunity to actually thank my birth mother, which for me was so amazing and incredible. But there was a lot of guilt and shame heaped on her.
I'm sure.
And so there's a lot of guilt and shame, and I think we need to remove the guilt and shame.
That was, you know, a few years ago, and thinking about now, there's still, which is so crazy.
There's a stigma.
As far as we have come as a society, there's still, but a lot of, it's hard to not feel ashamed of something that's out of the norm.
That's right.
Especially as a young mom.
Well, if you're pregnant for the first time, there's a myriad of, oh my goodness.
I know.
Yeah.
And just the hormones alone.
I'm glad I did not have to make that decision.
Yeah.
I'm glad Peyton was my only one.
Yeah, really. I did. I pressure washed last night. I love pressure washing. I love painting. I love pressure washing. And I am showing my age because I am tired. And I have my hip hurts.
Oh, you know what? Anthony Ranaudo is here.
Can we go get him? Is he here?
Would you?
Yeah.
When we break? Okay. Have you met Anthony?
I don't know.
He's wonderful. I love Anthony Ranaudo.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait.
I do. Yeah, traffic's not bad yet. We're going to come back. We're going to visit. I want people to know how to get in touch with you.
Yeah.
We're going to introduce Anthony.
How long of a segment is this one?
And we're rocking and rolling right into Tuesday. I am Betsy Barnes, sitting in for Brian Haldane with Katie Guitro.
Hey, good morning.
The extraordinary event planner for Baton Rouge. So, Katie, how can people get in touch with you if they want to plan an event with you or just talk about it?
It's funny. I'm actually really relieved that our previous guest, Craig, was like, you can find me on social media. And that really is. If that is not the greatest place to find people, you can. It's the Google search that people are willing to share.
It is.
We are very much out there, but that really is the best way to get in touch with me. I'm a new business owner, and as a new business owner, there's a checklist, creating your website, making sure your social is up to date. Now, my personal, I am Katie Guitro, not Gotro. I am, my husband's family hails from the great city of Gonzales. And but you can find me on there with that last name, and then Cat and Company is the name of my company. That
K-A-T.
K-A-T, correct. And you'll be able to find my website hopefully up and launch this fall, which I'm so excited. But honestly,
that hasn't hindered your business at all.
Not even a little bit. It's so wonderful that the event industry has come back in full force, but also, this is a very relationship-based business, and I have had the honor of doing some really amazing events for people over the years, and it's their recommendations that have been able to grow my business over the years. So I'm very thankful. Thank you to all of my amazing clients who have supported me.
Who are all your friends?
Who are
they've all become friends.
Truly all my
all
friends, and
family.
and other people in the industry who I've worked with for the past 10 years. That are like, we're so excited that you're doing this, that you're a part of this industry still, but independently. And they've also been a great support to me. Karen Rowland, Heirloom Cuisine, thank you. She's been amazing.
Yeah.
And not only that, but it's always good to have a friend in the food business.
Oh, they do a beautiful, beautiful job.
Oh, my goodness.
They really do. And so our time in this hour is almost up, but we have another surprise guest co-host. And if you were listening earlier, you might have heard, are you a baseball fan? Are you an LSU baseball fan? Are you a Major League Baseball fan? Are you a card collector?
I'm
Do you love
huge
local
baseball
art?
fan.
Oh, my gosh.
Massive.
So I asked my friend Anthony Ranaudo, who is the founder and owner of Cards and Culture, to please come be a co-host with me from 7 to 8. I love what he is doing. Like you, he pulls together people from different walks of life, different ages, and gets them together in a sense of community where the relationships are really built. And I love how he is promoting local artists. One is Peyton North. Another one is Jacob Zuma.
You know very well.
I know very well. I have some of his art in my house. And David LaSavio, D-Lo.
Yeah.
But also other artists.
And Jacob Zumo, I heard
and
you
Jacob
saying, yes.
Zumo. Oh, amazing. But there is a younger arts community that is also baseball card collectors and basketball card collectors and art collectors. But Anthony has really done a great job pulling people together who would not have met otherwise. They really might not have. And so I just appreciate the diversity and the love that he has for a few different things. And he just walks in with a bright light.
Oh, I love it.
So I'm looking forward to introducing to you.
Yes.
That's right. We want to introduce you to Anthony Ranaudo. And for anybody that has not been to Cards and Culture in Perkins Road, you need to go.
I believe I will go. Yes, definitely.
Maybe
with my children who are obsessed with cards of all kinds. My husband, God love him, definitely came from the generation of baseball card lovers. Another baseball player. He was, in his previous life.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
I'm telling
all
you.
All that is so big right now.
My house is covered. I have boys and a little girl, but they are covered. If you are a mom right now, God bless you. I'm sure your house is the same, covered in cards.
Yes.
Just everywhere. I'm finding them between couch cushions and underneath tables, and they are everywhere.
Well, some of those you might want to kind of pick up and put away because they're worth a lot later.
Sure.
Yeah, and all these different collectibles. But Anthony's really he's just honed in on a market I think that was very underserved in Louisiana, and these things can end up bringing you quite a bit of money.
Well, that's exciting.
And he started as a youngster and then kind of revived that interest and have gotten a lot of people involved. And then after that, from 8 to 9, David St. Romain is going to be joining us.
You've got some great guests today. I'm jealous that I'm not going to be here for the rest of your segment.
Hey, just hang with us if you want.
I know. I might have to go grab a cup of coffee and come back.
Yeah, you can. We'd love for you to do it. There's nothing like a little coffee in the morning, and you might be used to having it with Brian Haldane. I know when I drive in, I'm listening to Brian.
Oh, Brian is a hoot. I'm
I'm
sad that he is not here, but this has been such a joy. Thank you so much for having me, Betsy.
Oh,
You're
I'm glad
a light.
to be here.
You have people on that are just wonderful, and I have had the best time.
We got some movers and shakers here in Baton Rouge.
Right.
We got some people that want to shake it up, do something a little bit different, and they're bringing people together in a beautiful way.
That's right.
And so I'm really looking forward to Anthony joining us. I'm really looking forward to David St. Romain talking about the Beats and Loops Lab. Now, that's something that maybe your oldest might be interested in. But how do you make beats and loops and learn to record if you want to do digital music for music creation?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's really cool.
Neat
And
thing.
it's kind of a mentorship program through Songs of Survivors and the Baton Rouge Beat Lab.
Wow.
And so David's going to be talking to us a little bit about that.
What a talent.
Oh, what a talent is right. So if you happen to be just tuning in, I'm Betsy Barnes. I'm sitting in for Brian Haldane. And Brian, if you're listening, which I hope you're sleeping.
No, he is not
If you're
listening. He's
listening-
sipping. If he is awake, even he's probably has a Bloody Mary or
That's
a
right.
mimosa. He is
might.
not.
He might be at the beach.
Not
But I got to
listening.
tell your producer, Alondra Villarreal, is doing a phenomenal job here, and she's running the show. And so we're going to be right back with Talk 107.3 FM, the new flavor of talk. Is Anthony in?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Somebody brought him in.
Sure.
Oh, that was fun.
Thank you so much for getting up early and doing that.
Oh, I like being early. Thank you for having me. I just got my voice. I'm like, just
Hey, early bird, how you doing? Have you met Katie Guitro, Anthony Ranaudo?
Anthony Ranaudo, nice to meet you.
And this is Alondra,
How are
our
you?
producer. I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, good.
Thank you for getting up
thank
early
you.
and.
I think I've met you before.
I'm so sorry.
That was a great handshake. That was good. I wasn't expecting it. That was awesome.
okay. So Anthony, you own a card shop.
I do, yes.
Well,
I have a couple gyms in town, a card shop.
What kind of gyms?
F45, that's what I'm going to get ready over there.
Oh
and,
yeah, I've seen
train.
that on
Yeah.
the one on Blue Bonnet. I've
Yep.
seen.
Yep, so that was the first one that we opened up, and then we opened up a second one in Bocage this past March.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it's going well. That's
Fun.
cool. Yep, and then the card shop in Perkins Row.
Well,
it's a collectibles
speaking
shop.
of business owners, like he's got 3. That's awesome.
Yes. He rocks.
Diversify.
I'm trying.
He
Yeah,
rocks
that's exactly. Just trying to spread it out, do different things.
Wonderful.
When I played baseball for a while. I invested in a few things
Yes.
throughout my career. So
Excuse me, I'll be right back.
go for it,
Oh,
yeah.
that's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, I have young boys, and they're just starting in the baseball
Oh
circuit.
yes.
And it's a whole world. I love
Are they
baseball.
into cards?
And they're obsessed with.
Are
Well,
they?
my husband is
Yeah.
obsessed with cards more than they are, but he has from the 80s,
yeah.
the bins, and I'm just like, this is too many.
Yeah, get them out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too, I'm like, please, can we just go through them? And he's like, they're all organized. That's what
Yeah,
he's telling me. I'm
That's
like,
literally
"Are they?"
I have so many wives come into my shop and they're like, can my husband just bring the cards to you? And I'm like, yes, bring them over, do whatever.
That's
I'll help
awesome.
you
So
out.
were
Yeah.
you into cards as a young child as well?
Yep. I was actually more into Pokemon. Pokemon
That's
and basketball.
Yeah. Pokemon.
And then when I was always been a collector of things.
Yeah.
And then I got into sneakers when I started playing professional baseball.
I'm a
and
sneaker
art.
person myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my
that's
shop, you got to come
awesome.
see my shop then, because we got
I
art,
will.
sneakers, all kinds of
Well,
stuff.
I'm sure that they've been in there because they go to, they frequent, when they look for something very specific, he always asks for something very specific for his birthdays or Christmas or something like that. So I'm sure that my husband and my sons have been in your card. If it's been open for a year, they've been in there. Because I remember there was one day they were like, we went to every card shop in town trying to find this one card.
Oh, that's so great. Well,
I know.
Maybe I had it for them. Maybe not.
I don't
We'll
know.
see.
Wait, and where's the card shop?
It's in Perkins Row.
So it's near. Yes, I think that was the one actually,
nice.
because they were like, it's near Perkins and Blue Bonnet.
Nice, yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, that's perfect.
It's a beautiful store.
Thank you.
I actually want to film a show in there. I really do. I love it. I
that'd
really
be so
want to
cool.
do that.
Yeah.
I want to see what ways we can work together and just push it out, push it out, push it out. And Katie, I've known Katie. We've been doing the show 7 years. I think I've known you 6.5 of those years.
That's cool.
And so she does a lot of events. Now her own business, but she did the LSU Botanic Gardens forever, all the weddings, all the big events and stuff. So
Very cool.
maybe we need to throw an event.
There we go.
Over there.
I don't
Like
even know
traffic,
how to
bring
do
it
that,
in.
But that's why,
Yeah.
you could help me with that, because
I'm happy to do it.
I've had a lot of people inquire about using it for event space, but I'm just like,
I want to come see it.
Yeah.
I want to come see it. But I mean, if nothing else, like you could even host end of the year baseball parties for competitive teams. They just finished up all of their.
That would be awesome.
Their,
that would
they
be
all
awesome
got
to
their
bring
rings
kids
from
in.
their national
Yeah,
championships,
exactly,
and they're
yeah.
coming back in town. I mean, we have such a great program at on Burbank, so it's like there's just so
That
many-
would be a cool thing. They could meet you. Maybe you have a couple of other friends there, and they would be like, "What?"
Yeah, that would be really cool. I've had a lot of parents ask about birthday parties and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. But I haven't built that.
But also logistically, making sure your space is set up and those types. I'm gonna come see it.
Yeah, I need help with that stuff too, because that's not my forte. So.
Yeah, because my kids would love that.
Yeah.
We have baseball camp next week, and it's like he is obsessed now, and I'm like, oh gosh, I'm sure his next birthday will be a baseball party.
Well, tell them to come in. I played for LSU. I played professionally.
Oh,
I played in the major
awesome.
leagues. So like,
Who's you
Yeah.
play for?
The Red Sox, Rangers, White Sox. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling
I
you.
bounced around. Yeah. So.
Can we get a picture together?
Yeah,
My husband
absolutely.
Is like literally obsessed. I said
Yeah.
we went to Boston for my graduation out of college, and
He is.
I'll take it for y'all.
One of the biggest.
Yeah, and I got all
Red
my Red
Sox
Sox
fans?
like my jerseys, my lineup cards from my
Shut up.
debut. Yeah. My first strikeout
I
was
should know
like.
this.
No, you
I
should.
should know that you.
No,
I
no,
mean, your name does sound familiar, but
No,
he is the.
Baseball. There's a million baseball players, so I'm
Yeah,
not.
but-
don't worry about it.
That's awesome. I'm literally. I'm gonna call him whenever I leave. He's gonna be like, "Oh yeah." I'm sure he'll know all your stats.
He probably
Hopefully.
will.
He's a numbers person, so.
Awesome.
Oh yay!
Yes.
Good morning for
Yeah.
me.
Right. There we go. I love it. Good energy.
I know. Well, I will definitely.
Katie's one of my
text you
favorite people.
About
Truly.
how can I find you on social?
Yeah, we're on social. So mine's
Alright.
Anthony Ranaudo.
Yeah.
If you type it in, it'll come up. And if not, Cards and Culture is like
Yeah.
all our social media.
Or I'll
so.
connect with Betsy.
Yeah.
I've got his stuff. I'll
Yep.
share it
But
with you.
I would love to help you build your birthday business or build your event business. That way
Please.
I can also have an event.
Yes,
I
that would be
used to-
awesome.
I
Yeah.
used to throw kids' birthday parties. We had horses, so
Yeah.
a pony lead around and stuff.
Yep.
And I'd make $500, $600, $700 in an hour. I mean, the parents brought all the food. They brought everything. It was just for my horses. It was for my hey ride. Hour and a half.
Don't you worry, child. She has got a plan for you. Don't you worry now.
I love you too. Thank you, Katie. And you're back with Talk 107.3 FM. I'm Betsy Barnes, sitting in for Brian Haldane, who is vacationing. And I've had the great pleasure of having Katie Guitro as my first guest co-host. And now in the second hour, I want to introduce you, if you've not met Anthony Ranaudo, one of my very favorite people. Anthony, like Katie, brings people together in unusual ways that maybe they didn't know they had a common interest.
I love that.
But collectibles, cards, baseball, that's your jam.
Yeah.
That's your jam.
Even gym and fitness too. I have
Yes.
a couple of those in town too, and that's been a really cool community to build too. So yeah.
So I want you to share with everybody who may or may not know you
Yes.
a little bit about what you've done when you came back from Major League Baseball and decided to invest in Baton Rouge.
Absolutely, and I love the way that you said that too, because I did invest in Baton Rouge, and you know, I had choices. I grew up in New Jersey originally, but when I came down here at 17 years old, this town, this university, right, embraced me, and it was because I was an LSU baseball player. We won a national championship and stuff like that. But it's truly a different place than anywhere else I've played in my life. So the sense of community here was really important to me, and I think at the time when I first came out of college, I was a first-round draft pick, right? And I had a sports agent that, you know, was telling me the things that I was supposed to do. And unfortunately, I didn't engage with the fans as much as I think I could have, looking back at it, right? And my career didn't pan out the way that I originally thought it was gonna. And so it was important for me to come back to Baton Rouge and show a lot of love to the people that showed me a lot of support and gave me the opportunities in life that I think that I had, you know. So that's why I just love Baton Rouge. I love the people here. I love the community. And I saw an opportunity where, you know, with fitness and health and things like that I was passionate about with baseball. That was my first dip into business. And then the collectible stuff kind of came after that. So.
But you've been collecting baseball cards, all kinds of cards, all kinds of collectibles. But now you brought it to the forefront where it is really a premier business in Baton Rouge and Perkins Row. So if you've not been to a store, it's fabulous. It's just bright. I mean, you walk in and it's so many cool things to look at, and you're like, wow, I could be here a long time and still not see everything. And then for people that have through the years collected baseball cards, maybe your great-grandfather, your grandfather, your father, and you are now collecting other people, children. This is a great way to be able to sit down and have a close conversation with guys and girls about some of the stats and some of the achievements. It's, I think, in a way, a mentoring opportunity to, like, yeah, this baseball player, this was his backstory, and this is what he did, and this is how he overcame some challenges. And look, this is something that you could do, anybody could do. I just think the stories of athletes resonate with all of us. I mean, who doesn't love an underdog who's a champion?
Absolutely.
You know?
And that's kind of where the the space, started was, I have a podcast, and that was one of my first things that I really did after baseball that I really enjoyed. And I knew I wanted a space that I could invite people into to have a great conversation, and that's what it was about really in the beginning. And then, like you said, I had been collecting things my whole life. It was passed down from me from my dad, and it twists and turned throughout my life, whether it was Pokemon cards, basketball cards, sneakers when I was playing professional baseball, art after baseball, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? There's a really cool way to connect all this stuff, to have a brick and mortar location where I can sell some things, to make some money and pay for the rent, but more importantly, bring a community together and have like a community gathering point of whether it's budding entrepreneurs, whether it's artists, or if it's somebody that just enjoys collecting something, or if it's an athlete that has a great story that is inspirational or went through some adversity and overcame that, right? And that's kind of what I use this space for. And that's where, we were just talking before we got on air to be able to do so many things and connect with so many people. And it feels purposeful for me, if that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense.
I get to go to work every day, and I don't even call it work. I get to go to my shop every day, and I don't know who's going to walk in the door, and I don't know what their story is. And they, most of the time, really don't. Some people do know me, but other people don't. And when I get to tell them, hey, I played for the Red Sox, and they're like, what? And Derek Jeter was my first out, and what? And I show them the lineup card, and I show them the bat, and I show them my cleats. And it's a cool thing to show a 10-year-old kid that's about to start his baseball, journey and stuff like that. Right. It's a lot of fun for me.
That's right. One of the things that you really do well, I think, is you bring people who would not necessarily know each other together. So it could be young artists. It could be people that are working on trying to create a clothing line or trying to do a little something different, or they have something they want to say and their message becomes, on their body. It's a canvas, and so you've done that in such a neat way that other stores have not done that. I just don't think anybody else has really embraced the opportunity to let people create and let them understand a little bit about retail business and then feel that they are an entrepreneur. And I've watched you do that. And speaking of your podcast, In and Up.
Up and in.
Up and in. Up and in.
There we go. That's all right.
Feel free to correct me.
No, yeah, that's all right.
But Up and in, I just think that it really is cool. It's, I would say, outspoken, kind of raw.
Yeah, very.
There's no particular filter, and you take people as they are, who they are, and you have really gotten to interview some great athletes and coaches, Paul Maneri, one of them. Yeah. But you've been able to pull people together in a way where you're pulling in rappers, you're pulling in artists, you're pulling in collectors, and you've gotten some amazing athletes to really kind of show who they really are, not who they project themselves to be.
Or people see them to be, right? Or expect them to be.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I truly enjoy is I think that I don't know, and maybe it's this like hopeless romantic version side of me, right? But I see the good in people, and I get inspired by little things, and it's little things like with Peyton, right? Like your son. The thing that inspires me the most about him, he doesn't care about the way that it goes out to the world. He just is himself. It makes him happy to do these things. And to me, that's inspiration. That really is, because I don't know if I've had that I haven't always had that in my whole life, right? It's starting to become something that I'm doing, but so I want him to tell his story so other people can hear this. And maybe if one person hears this and all of a sudden starts drawing or starts singing or starts doing something that truly makes them happy, then I did my job, right? Like I brought people together, like you said, and opened up possibilities for people. And that to me is kind of what the podcast is, right? With athletes too. It's not just, hey, you've made $100 million on the field, but like what struggles did you go through? Yeah, and what made you be that great person, you know? Like and I like peeling back the layers to understand
Me
that.
too. Yeah. That's what I really love it when people reveal themselves. You watch them bloom and the eyes light up. And they're talking about what they're passionate about, whether it's their kids, whether it's their collection, whatever it is. But what drives them to be who they are? The story behind the story. And usually there's a struggle, and then there's a victory.
Yes.
And I just think that's a huge confidence builder. But thank you for all the encouragement you've given my son, Peyton North, because he really, your belief in him lifted him to another level. Just his confidence and everything too.
That makes
and
me
I think that's important. You're 32, right?
Yep.
Okay, he's 23, almost 24. You have collected, and I say collected, gathered a group of young creatives that have pulled together, and they all play off each other. It's a very iterative conversation that they have on how can I grow my business? How can I get more followers? How can I get more opportunities? How can I get the products that I need to make whatever I'm creating a little less expensive? How can we collaborate? That is beautiful in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Absolutely.
So tell us about the gym.
Yeah, the gym.
We might need to take a break. Maybe we need to we'll take a break. We're going to be right back with Anthony Ranaudo, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his gym and fitness business, and we'll be right back on Talk 107.3 FM, the new flavor of talk.
Just so we have time in the next segment, because the next one's a hard out.
Okay. Yeah, I just get to talk.
Yeah, I love it. I was flowing with you. It was great. You really are so good at this. Like it's.
You know what?
I've been
love
doing
this.
it 7 years.
7 years, but I've always talked. So, but I.
I've always talked.
I've always talked.
Yeah.
But I started in news editorial journalism, and I wanted to find out the why.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be involved in politics because I felt the public had a right to know. Like, how are you spending a third of my money?
Yeah.
I think I should know.
Yeah.
If you're going to take these taxes, what are you doing with them?
Right.
And you owe me some explanation. And so that's what got me initially involved with talking to people, asking questions. But when I showed up with my blonde hair and my church dress, a lot of times people would tell me things that they didn't realize they were really saying, but then I would turn it into an article for the State Times, which is the afternoon paper. So when I was at LSU, I was writing for the Reveille, I was writing for the State Times, and I was working 2 or 3 jobs to pay for school. So it's like whatever I had to do, it's like people would say, well, do you know how to do this or that for a job? And I'd say, I do, but show me how you do it. You know, show me how you do it, and I catch on quick. Luckily, but you know, it's you just got to roll with it. When you're in college, you look back. Like now, I look back and I'm like, I never slept.
Yeah.
How did I do that?
Yeah.
You know, but you did the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you focus on what's important to you, and you get the energy and the drive.
Yep.
And I really think in Baton Rouge, and I want to talk to you about this when we're off the air, or I'll come by and see you later.
Yeah.
We do not have enough national press about the good people and the good things in Louisiana.
I agree.
And so I'm pitching always stories about Louisiana. I'm always trying to get national media, and I've got some good relationships, trying to get them to talk about Louisiana, not just storm recovery, not just when there's a storm, but what is unique and different, because there's no place like this.
Yeah.
You know, and so when I speak in front of groups that have people from all over the country or all over the world, they're like, man, I love it down here. Everybody's so friendly, so nice. We're like, food is love.
Yeah.
We love you, we feed
exactly.
you.
That's it.
You're not going to starve here. If you go away hungry, it's your own fault.
Yep.
But, you know, there's just such a hospitality that, you know, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Let's just all open it up. And I've loved that about, because you've said things to artists and to different people that their mom or family friend can't say. Because you're coming from an objective point of view, you made it on your own, and then you go, dude, or hey, you could do this.
Yeah.
What are you waiting on?
Yeah.
What are you waiting on? Permission?
Yeah.
I give you permission.
Yep.
You know?
And dude, that's amazing. I love hearing that, because that's kind of, I don't know, like that's something I believe in, but I don't always pay attention, you know what I'm saying? Or how much I might affect somebody. I just try to do it from, like I said, the purpose and what it drives me, or what I've been motivated by, right? And different things. So, but that's the thing that I love about Baton Rouge is I feel like we're diverse. We bring a lot of things to the table too.
Well, we just parade our crazy.
What?
We parade our crazy.
Exactly.
We don't hide our crazy.
Right.
And if you don't have a crazy relative, well, that's a pretty dull family reunion.
Well, I came from New Jersey too. We're all crazy up there, so that's why it's this is a different kind of crazy though. It's good.
Well, let me know when we need to come back. Okay. And you're back with Mornings with Brian Haldane, but not today. Today it's Mornings with Betsy Barnes, and Anthony Ranaudo is my guest co-host. In here, handling all the controls so beautifully, is Alondra Villarreal. And we are just excited to be with you. And so I wanted to share a little bit. You know, Anthony Ranaudo, for those that don't know him, he really is just an outstanding citizen who could have lived anywhere and chose to be here.
Yeah.
So I'm really thankful that you decided that you wanted to open your gym and then another one and your cards and culture business. Phenomenal. So tell us a little bit about the gym part of this. I actually probably need to get a trainer, but I'm scared to come to your gym because it might be a little much. But, you know, if you slow down a little bit, put me with a trainer, I can do whatever. But, I mean, it's just that first step, you know.
And that's what we always say to people. But I think that's what, So we talk about what I wanted to do when I brought the gym here, right? So I actually partnered with 2 other LSU baseball players, Nick Poneff and Bo Didier. They both played with me at LSU at the time. And we saw an opportunity to say, hey, look, we understand what Southern Louisiana is. We understand the culture here, right? And that people like food, they like drinking, they like partying, having a good time. So we're not going to force fitness and nutrition so hard down their throat, right? We're going to embrace, because I enjoy fitness, I enjoy health, but we're going to mix them together. So I think we put down that barrier to entry of like that intimidation factor. And we always just say we have a 7-day free trial. Just come try us, because I guarantee you it's not all the things that you make up in your head about fitness. First of all, we have no mirrors in there, which is a huge psychological advantage, because there's no one looking at you. You're in your own zone. And the way that we structure our workouts, or the way that F45 structures it, it's a franchise that started in Australia. All the workouts are on the TV, and there's stations and pods that you go to. So we have 1 or 2 trainers that kind of coach the class. They go through all the exercises before the class, so you see exactly what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to do it. Then you do a quick 5-minute warm up, and then you just jump right into your pod. And the no mirrors just allows you to focus on your space. We're all in this together. Right. We're all struggling together.
This is not a competition.
It's not a competition. And the good part is you and I will be working out at the same station, and there's weights out, and you can pick what works for you, and I can pick what works for me. So we're doing the same exercise, but I'm doing, getting my heart rate where it needs to be. You're doing the same for you. It doesn't matter your fitness level or how many years you've worked out or not. And that's a great thing. And Bo and Kerry, so Bo Didier is my partner, and he's the operational manager, and he oversees all the gyms. But Kerry Bourgeois is our head trainer at City Square, and she's just absolutely incredible. And we have a great team of trainers all the way down that follow under Kerry and that kind of stuff. And that's the great thing. We kind of eliminate that intimidation factor, and people have a good time in there. And then we get, we do things like once a month we go out to a bar and we have a party, and do things like that. We have, sometimes after Saturday mornings we'll have mimosas for people, stuff like that. It's just,
I like the way you run that business.
Exactly. That's the fun part, is a lot of people do. Sometimes we'll hand out Trulies, after the workout and say, hey, enjoy your 4th of July, or something like that.
CrossFit could never.
No. And that's what we're not CrossFit, right? And I respect the people that do that want to do that stuff, but and the F stands for functional, right? So it's functional 45-minute workouts. You're in and out the door in 45 minutes, caters to the people that have a busy lifestyle, but understand that they want to be a little bit healthy and mix in some of that stuff. And all the movements are functional to everyday living, right? So if you're a mom carrying a kid, or you're squatting, picking up things off the ground, if you're reaching for things, it's all things that kind of apply to everyday movements.
So this is not like Gold's Gym, we're going to pump you up. It's not about that. It's about overall fitness and then just being healthy.
Exactly.
And happy. And you know what? Football season is coming up. So I think we need to get a little more fit so we can enjoy tailgating, because that's a marathon. That is not a sprint.
Exactly.
We're professional tailgaters down here.
We always say play for the tie on Saturday. Come see us in the morning on Saturday morning and do a workout, and then you can go enjoy all your food and drinks all day, and be guilt-free, that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, we got to do that.
Yeah.
So in a few minutes, we're going to have Cody Gray. He is the CEO and president, national award winner, and he is over the Convention and Visitors Bureau for the Bayou country of Louisiana. So down in Lafourche, Terrebonne, in that area, honestly, they're still recovering from Hurricane Ida, but they just had the Manning Passing Academy. So they were able to really, enjoy about 1,000 people coming to bring their young men to come and work on passing and being quarterbacks. So that's really kind of cool. And it's a great influx of people going to Thibodaux. And so we'll be talking with him in a few minutes. But, it really does do my heart good to hear you talk about bringing people together in different ways, meeting them where they are, how they are. Where are your gyms located?
Yeah, so the first one is on Bluebonnet in Highland. It's, in that new plaza. I guess it's not new too much anymore, 3 years old, but where Lit and Izzo's is. There's a Chase Bank right on the corner. And then the second location we just opened up this March. It's directly across from the abandoned Rite Aid on the corner of Corporate and Jefferson, right across from Whole Foods by that city place. So it's in the Bocage area right there.
Yeah, perfect location. You can get to it from anywhere.
Yep, super easy.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to come in for your 7-day trial.
Do it. Please.
I really do
want to I'll work out with you all 7 days too, whatever you want. We'll do it together. It'll be
all
great.
right. We got to do it early before work. I think that's when you go anyway.
Yeah, that's where I'm heading right after this. I usually do this either the 6:15 or the 7:15 class, but I'll do 8:30 today since I'm on the radio. But absolutely, yeah.
I just want to be trim, tone, good core strength. If anything ever happens, I want to make sure I'm, You
look great already. So, but we can help you out. Yeah, absolutely.
You're very kind. I just feel like I have made a lot of excuses. I'm going to be transparent. I've made a lot of excuses why I don't want to go sweat.
Yeah.
And we just sweat anyway. We're in Louisiana.
Yeah.
It just happens. But
you'll feel good after the workout. That's what I always tell people. It's like it's a thing where it's tough getting in there. The mental side of it. You sit in your car. You're like, do I really want to do this? But even me, I've been there for 3 years going through the workouts. Sometimes I wake up, I'm tired. I'm like, I just know how I'm going to feel afterwards. So I just I go through it. And honestly, when you get to know all the members in the gym, I look forward to seeing certain people, high five. It's just good energy. And again, it's kind of like the shop. You never know what new member is going to come in and how you might affect them, or what kind of great experience they'll have in the gym too. So it's kind of cool to do that.
And that's what I really love. Every day, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know who I'm going to meet.
Yep.
I don't know where I'm going to go often.
Yep.
And I just enjoy embracing that moment. And I'm trying very hard to not think so much in the future or dwell so much in the past. I want to live in the present moment.
Yep.
And I think that that's so important. And you just bring people together in that beautiful way.
I try.
So it's just awesome.
Yeah.
So I do want to talk a little bit about the Cards and Culture show, the Expo.
Yes.
So you want to do that annually?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
We were going to do it this past May, but things didn't work out and was kind of rushed. But yeah, we're trying to bring a collectible show to Baton Rouge. I've been to a couple cool ones, and there's a national one that's in July in New Jersey. It was in Chicago last year, and I was like, I think we could do something cool here and incorporate LSU and kind of get a lot of people from the South region to come here and kind of embrace our culture. And that's kind of what Cards and Culture is about, right? Is kind of embodying that city's culture and vibe, right? And that's what I think we have the opportunity to do. And I want to incorporate art and sneakers and all kinds of collectibles at the show, so we can have a diverse group of people there and kind of embrace all the things that we collect, whether it's Funko Pop dolls or I'm telling you, there's a million things out there that people collect, and I feel like that's what makes us human, right? As almost like we've collected things since the beginning of time, and it's evolved and changed, and there's money behind it now, which changes things and stuff. But it's a fun group of people to bring together, and if you can do it in a way like I'm trying to do, I think it'll be a really cool experience.
I think so too, and I've got some ideas of ways that we can pull some things together. But I think that the state has to get on board.
Yeah.
The Visit Baton Rouge has to get on board. Surrounding areas have to get on board to say, look, let's focus on bringing collectors here who've never been here, who've never come together, and really creating that huge event.
Yep.
Because people really do want to come and enjoy, and people were afraid. I think people are past that now.
Yeah.
And plus, as we were just coming out of COVID, it was very hard to probably get sponsorship and different things like that. But I love the idea of having that at LSU.
Yeah, it was going to be at the PMAC. So hopefully, I just had some talks, and we're thinking it's going to be in either April or May again in 2020.
Perfect time of year.
2023. Yeah, I'm excited about it. Yeah, it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, we definitely want to help Anthony make this a great success. So that'll be really awesome. So what else do you have going on? You always got something going on.
Always got something going on. I just really think it's the development of Cards and Culture, and I think the gyms are exactly where we want them to be right now. We're growing almost every month, which is amazing still, and as Baton Rouge grows, I think we'll only continue to grow with the gyms. But Cards and Culture is kind of my baby that I have full control over. It wasn't a franchise that I bought into, so I think it's important to me as a business owner. And I guess I hate the word platforms and things like that, or my brand, but but it's important to me in understanding my role in society and the things that I want to leave on the world. So I think in our worlds of social injustice and things like that, I think it's important for me to continue to give equal opportunity to so many diverse people that are talented. So I'm always looking for new opportunities to get young entrepreneurs, young artists. They
don't really have any other hub.
Right.
They don't. And I think Jacob Zumo's done a great job in doing the marketplace that he's doing and some of the others. And he's really encouraging guys and girls who are a little bit farther behind. He's been doing this for a while. I remember 11 years ago him painting live at a concert. And so I think that there's a certain flavor and style of art and also personality of artists here.
Yes.
They're not afraid to try something new, but they just don't really have a brick and mortar or anyone saying, hey, bring your stuff. Let's put it up, see what happens.
Exactly. And that's the fun part for me. And then whether it's I've even dipped into, I've met a really cool group of people called LA Shift. And they're doing so many things in the urban community, whether it's, planting and growing gardens in an urban community where there isn't, areas for gardens and stuff like that.
I love community gardens.
poetry nights, you know, things like that you wouldn't traditionally think is maybe art or whatever, right? But it's people expressing themselves, and I think that's kind of what's making us human nowadays, and like and brings us together is things like that. People are being more vulnerable, being more open, being more expressive, right? And there's universal love for everybody, I think, now, or we're trying to change that, right, into the world.
Yeah, definitely an opportunity for everyone to be more accepting.
Exactly.
And to embrace the differences.
Yes.
And say, I love that makes you unique.
Exactly.
You know, and that's so important because, you know, if we listen to the liberal media, if we listen to people trying to polarize, and, you know, a lot of what we see on the news right now, I mean, this is just my personal opinion, but it's a way to divide people, because if people are divided, they're not in communication, they don't have unity, then it makes it easier to take advantage of with misinformation or whatever it is, to persuade people to be emotionally volatile towards others. And I think we just have enough. I'm at a saturation point with it, to be honest with you. It's like, why are we yelling and screaming and arguing?
Right.
Why don't we talk about what we have in common?
Oh my God.
And then work that way. And then what we disagree on, we respectfully disagree on and say, I just don't believe that, but I appreciate your opinion, sharing it with me. And I just don't see there's enough opportunities for people to come together that are very diverse in a way that isn't somehow volatile. You know, if you watch the news, I mean, how much of it can you watch?
Oh, I don't watch the news, and that's, I think you have in each situation there's two perspectives, or there's multiple perspectives, right? And you have a choice on way to do it. Like you said, we can either focus on our differences and scream them and make it known and loud and divide people more, or we can say, what layers can we peel back to see what we have in common to create some more love and connection and that kind of stuff.
That's
you know?
right.
And eliminate shame and guilt, you know?
Exactly.
Like that's the thing and judgment too.
Exactly. I agree with you 1,000%. I mean, that would be a great theme of an entire show, is how do you remove guilt and shame? Everybody's going to make a mistake. Everybody's going to have trauma. Why don't we remove the guilt and shame and just lift people up?
Yeah, and focus on the things where we connect and the good, right? We have a choice, whether to focus on the bad and the things you made mistakes on, or focus on the good.
Amen. That is so true. And we're going to be right back with Anthony Ranaudo talking with Cody Gray from down in the Bayou right here on Talk 107.3 FM. Should I have taken more breaks? Okay, good.
You should come on my podcast, and I would love.
I'm happy to
have a conversation like this kind of stuff.
I feel
like we would dive in for a long time about this.
Well, you know, my viewpoints on things have changed.
Yeah.
And a lot of it because of Peyton. You know, a lot of it because of Peyton, because, you know, I thought we were kind of going on one path, because that's how I was geared and that's how I was raised. And then he's like created his own path. Like today, he's shooting a music video for Ashton Brook Gill. He's written the storyboards. He's done all of it. He's the director. He's the producer. He's gotten the locations. He's got the people. I think
it's the hardest thing for a parent to be like, I raised you this way. I thought it was going to be this way. My dad the same way. It's a hard thing for him to accept some of my entrepreneurship stuff. Sorry.
Yeah.
But that's where it's like you can learn too, and you can grow. And I always say, I tell everybody at the shop, and I know we're gonna look up in 10, 15 years, and we're gonna be like, this man is making change, because he's gonna grow and mature and find his niche, and you know what I'm saying, and be able to. I think he's just gonna kill it. I really do. I tell people that all the time at the shop, and I think everybody agrees, you know, that kind of stuff. So it's just cool to see.
He loves being there.
Yeah.
He loves creating with other people. Like he did this 5-episode. I don't know if you know. He wrote this 5-episode series. They filmed one. They've got the other 4.
I see like little things where I don't know if he's released them all yet or whatever, but like that's where it's like you can see. I know something's coming. I don't know what it is.
It's coming, and then he's doing this music video. So this is the first time to be a director of somebody else's music video, but he's got 8 of his own.
Wow.
So he went to Atlanta, hired all the people, did all this stuff, and you know.
Good for
it was kind of amazing.
Yeah, it is. It is amazing, and
it's
I think
way
it's a
more than
world.
I thought it would be.
And it's a different world than where maybe you grew up, even where I grew up, right? Like,
well, it was college track.
Exactly.
It was college track.
Exactly.
If you're going to college, and then you're gonna have a job.
Yep.
And
exactly.
then you can support
and if you
yourself.
didn't, you weren't worth anything, right? Like it wasn't that. And for me, it was like, you know, it was just like you had to stay in your lane. Social media was like.
Didn't exist.
Fearful, and it was like, hey, when social media came out, I was taught not to post things. Hey, keep it very private, quiet. It's about your family. That's it. Like, don't share anything, right? Now it's like, share everything. Put it out there. Curse. Say whatever, right? And you're like, oh my God, it's new. It's even new to me, you know? I'm like, even these TikToks, I'm like, I don't understand it, but I got to learn because it's the way of the world, right? So
I'd like to understand how to do TikTok, but it takes so much time to learn. I end up being sort of lazy in the way that I'm like, and the people that make a fortune on TikTok, it's like a TikTok about nothing.
I know.
You know, some of the
That's
stuff
what
is
I'm
like
saying. I don't get
backflip
it.
or on a trampoline or,
Yeah.
you know, going to the mailbox.
Yep.
I'm like, and that's got you 450,000 people
Yep.
watching. Like, what is the guy, Gator Man or something? This guy's like 457,000 people following him on TikTok. I'll probably never be a TikTok sensation.
But I think it's an immature technology, though.
Well, he just call him Gator Man. There's like, you know.
I think as the technology matures, though, it won't be what it is right now. I think those people are going to be lucky that they're going to get a following because of the way that people are just absorbing the content. But I think the same way when I don't know if you remember when Instagram came out and Twitter, we were like, why would we care about what people ate for lunch? And like, you know, but now that we do. We all care about it. Society changes, right?
Yeah.
So I think TikTok is just going to be a shorter YouTube. You know how we go to YouTube to find everything and like learn how to do things? I think TikTok's just going to be a quicker way to do that. How to fix a tire, how to get some quick motivation, you know, and that kind of stuff. So
I'm motivated. I'm motivated by just seeing the creativity that people, you know. But I wish I could make $100,000 on TikTok. You know,
Right.
I don't know how to do that. I'd like to do that. I'd like to do that. Basically, I want to get paid a lot to do very little. Right. You know, don't we all?
I think that's the American dream, right? That's what we've been conditioned to think is the American dream, too.
Yes. So Cody Gray is the
Is he calling in?
Yeah,
Or-
he's already on the
Oh,
phone.
okay.
And he's the president of Louisiana's Cajun Bayou Convention and Visitors Bureau in Lafourche and Territory.
cool.
But he's such a cool guy.
Cool.
He's so neat.
Where are we going to hear? Is it going to be like?
Oh, it's gonna
on
be
some-
overhead,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Okay. I always have the headphones with when I'm on Jay's show.
Yeah. No headphones today. They're probably in another studio being borrowed. I'm thinking about doing some different things with my show. I want to talk to you about that. I
Yeah.
want to just set up an appointment
Yeah.
to be able to just like
Let's go.
brainstorm.
Let's go to
and do
lunch
that.
one day or something.
Let's
Yeah,
do
it'd be
that.
great.
This week would be good. I'm off Friday, so if you have any
Friday
time
actually,
Friday,
I think Friday would be. I don't think I have a lot of things. Let me check. Friday would probably work really well.
I'm off Friday. I'll be in town Friday, Saturday. I've been spending a lot of time in New
Perfect,
Orleans.
actually. Yeah, I
Is
got
it? What time's good for you?
I have a meeting 11 o'clock at the shop, and then after that, I'm free.
Okay,
so.
12:30. Does
Yeah,
that
let's
give
do
you
that.
enough time?
Yep, that'd be
Okay.
fine. I'll block off like 12 to 2 or something like
Yeah,
that.
I'll
we
meet
can
you
go to
there.
lunch. Perfect.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, we need to tell Peyton to pick your store as a location for one of his videos.
That would be so cool. I think he talked about it, and I told him, I was like, bro, you know, I'll give you free reign to do that. And he was like, I want to do a commercial here too. And I'm like,
He
dude, that's
does.
great. I just right now, just my marketing and advertising budget is pretty tight with our cash flow and things like that. So I feel bad. I want to be able to pay him and stuff. That's why I told him, I was like, when we're in a better position to make sure that I can pay you, then I would love that for sure.
Yeah, he's looking for different opportunities to do that because he wants to continue doing what he's doing. You
I
know,
love it.
he doesn't want to do like 8 to 5.
Yeah.
But he wants to do something that helps support
Yeah.
what he wants to do.
Yep.
But I want to talk to you about doing some national press for you.
That would be cool. I would
Seriously.
love that. Yeah.
Because I think that would draw attention. It would help the online business.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of people that do it well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to do it.
Thank you.
Happy to help you with it.
Yeah, we're starting to build out our media side of things too, where we create content for people as well. So we have a video team and content.
I want to
team.
hear all about
Yeah.
that.
So if you do need help with TikTok and whatever, so we're gonna have a package where you can buy, 5 TikToks, 10 TikToks a month or whatever, 15, and we'll produce them for you. And that's where I think,
Wow.
even we'll cut stuff from your shows and make them into TikToks, that kind of stuff where you can start just promoting your show on TikTok. And that's where I
That
think
is great.
Yeah, I started
Yeah.
using TikTok for my podcast, and I think that's what I'm going to use TikTok for the most.
Yeah. I think you'll reach a lot of people that way.
I think so too.
Yeah, I need to brainstorm
Yeah.
with you. Yeah, you got good
It'll
ideas.
be good.
So are we almost ready? And welcome back to Mornings with Brian Haldane. But Brian is on vacation. God bless him. And I'm Betsy Barnes, and I'm here with Anthony Ranaudo. He's my guest co-host for this hour. And we are really excited to introduce you. If you have not already met Anthony, you need to meet Anthony. But I want to introduce Anthony to another friend of mine, is Cody Gray. He's the CEO, president of the Louisiana's Cajun Bayou Convention and Visitors Bureau in Lafourche and Terrebonne. And let me tell you something. Not only was the Manning Passing Academy there this past weekend, Cody has gotten a multiple national awards and recognition for what he's done to promote that area post-Hurricane Ida. Cody, thank you so much for taking a few minutes this morning to share with us what's going on down in the Bayou.
Absolutely. I appreciate you having me.
So tell us a few of the things that, if I'm coming down there for 4th of July weekend or I'm coming down there in the next month or two, what are some of the things that you highly recommend?
Sure. So, that's, of course, a broad subject, right? But as far as events go, it's hot here in South Louisiana. We can't deny that. So a lot of our major festivals and events start taking place and kicking back up in the fall. But over the summer, we do have some great ways for visitors to get out and really enjoy the flavor and the soul of the area. And so some things, that are coming up on our schedules is our Cajun Music Jam Nights, which are held at Gina's at the Legion in downtown Thibodaux. The next one is on July 6th. And then, of course, we have a couple of other events coming up downtown, such as Cajun Linen Night on August 12th. The Wetlands Acadian Culture Center, which is one of the only national parks down here, which is in downtown Thibodaux, hosts a variety of walking tours, music on the Bayou series, and we're very excited with what they're doing there and how they're promoting the culture here in the region. But those are just a few of some great, little weekend things that you can get out and do down here in the area to beat the heat.
So people can come and fish. Anything on the water.
Absolutely. So we're very fortunate to have Bayou Lafourche, which runs right through Lafourche Parish, and it's a phenomenal waterway. And I have to give a huge shout out to the Bayou Lafourche Freshwater District and our wonderful friends over at Friends of Bayou Lafourche because they've created such a great recreational resource here for visitors now. Used to, there wasn't very much bayou access. There wasn't really ways to get out on the water and enjoy it. And over the years, so much work has been done by so many groups, including the Freshwater District and Friends of Bayou Lafourche. So now we have these incredible bayou access points where you can put in your kayak, put in your paddle board, or use one of our mini boat launches that are up and down the bayou. And now you're able to get out and have unrestricted access to Bayou Lafourche. You can get out and paddle for a weekend, paddle for a day, fish, put your boat in, and it's a very unique destination because you can both freshwater and saltwater fish all here in the same parish. So up the bayou, of course, you can do a lot of freshwater fishing, and the further down the bayou that you go, you'll see a lot of different charter fishermen that are down there, or if you've got your own boat, you're more than welcome to come in and fish going down toward the Gulf of Mexico.
So, Anthony, have you been down to the bayou?
I have not, and just saying Lafourche sounds amazing. I think that's so cool. I think that's the coolest word ever. City is a city name, right? And it's
it's a parish.
A parish. Okay.
It's a parish name actually, and Lafourche meaning fork. So we always like to say, especially from down here, because obviously we're all known for our food, right? We are the fork and soul of Louisiana.
I love that. I'm from New Jersey. We don't have any cool names like that up there. It's very, very basic, So I love it.
You know what, Cody? I really think we're going to have to get Anthony Ranaudo down there. I bet you there's a bunch of LSU and Major League Baseball fans that would love to see all 6'7" Anthony come walking through town and show him a little bit. There's bed and breakfast. There's places to stay.
Yes. And Cody, so tell me a little bit. You guys had the Manning Passing Academy this weekend or something like that? That sounds really awesome.
We did. So it's one of the largest events that we are very privileged to have here. Manning Passing Academy has happened here historically for the past several years now, and it happens on the campus of Nicholls State University. And, a lot of people don't realize we have a major university right here in Lafourche Parish in Thibodaux. Nicholls State University does an amazing job with their athletics program, and so Manning Passing Academy brings in students, or I should say campers, for the entire weekend. It started on Thursday, concluded on Sunday, and it brought in campers and families from all over the country. We saw people from Ohio, from California, from Florida, from Georgia, from the Carolinas. I mean, you name it, they were here. And so it's a very unique event to where those families are here for several days. I mean, they're just looking for things to get out and do. And so it's rolling out the red carpet and opening the doors and showing that true Louisiana hospitality to some people who've never been to the state before and some people who haven't had the chance to be back in quite some time. But it's a very special event. We appreciate the Mannings and Nicholls State for hosting this and for creating such a great event.
Yeah, I love hearing that. That's amazing. Like I said, I'm from New Jersey, and that's kind of what, now I live in Louisiana. I've been here for 15 years. And that's what I think a lot of people don't expect or know about us, right? The hospitality, like you talked about. So yeah, that's amazing. I didn't know about that event, and I'm gonna have to come check it out. And if we need to get some storytelling about that, because that's an amazing thing. And with the Manning name alone is pretty amazing. Were any of was Peyton, Eli, or Cooper there?
All three.
Oh my God, that's amazing! I love that. That's incredible. Yeah, we got to tell that story a little bit more. I'm happy I got a chance to connect with you on that. That's amazing.
Absolutely, no. Anytime you're more than welcome to come down. But it's an incredible camp. It's incredible to see the work and the dedication that these young kids from all over are here. Because that's their passion. Obviously, is sports and football, and so it's incredible to see. And even some of the country's top quarterbacks come in for. On Friday nights, we have what they call Friday Night Lights, or Air It Out, and it's a quarterback exhibition event as well. And so we've had some of the country's premier top college quarterbacks were here practicing, and showing off their skills as well. So it is really incredible to see all those people here in one place. And if you haven't seen that event, Friday Night Lights, you can buy tickets to. I mean, it is a ticketed event, and the public is welcome to go to it. So if you've never gotten a chance to go to it, highly, highly recommend. They will be back next year, Manning Passing Academy 2023. So go ahead and mark a reminder on your calendar.
So I just happened to be at the Four Seasons on Friday, and I happened to meet some parents whose child was in the Passing Academy, and both of their sons had come previously, then just one as a quarterback, but they were from Richmond, Virginia. They came last year, they stayed in Thibodaux, but they decided to have, now that their son's a little older, they decided to have a little date weekend while their son was there, and they just raved about it, and it was just a fluke that I happened to meet them, but I'm not really shy, and I'll talk to just about anybody sitting there, But, so I made some new friends from Richmond, Virginia, but they talked about how both of their sons last year was so phenomenal, and that one of the two sons, one's a quarterback, one's a linebacker, but they're being heavily recruited right now.
Very cool.
And so I just thought that it was really kind of a neat opportunity to hear from somebody from somewhere else about Thibodaux.
Yes.
Just this weekend.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Thibodaux. So
I've only been once or twice. I think I played there when I was at LSU, and made the trip. But yeah, I'm gonna have to come back. Go back. That sounds really cool.
Yeah, I think
that's exactly right. This is your invitation to visit.
So
Absolutely.
If somebody wants to find out more about what's going on in your neck of the woods down in the bayou, tell us first of all what parishes you're covering, and then how people can get in touch with you.
Absolutely. So Louisiana's Cajun Bayou is Lafourche Parish. We cover all of Lafourche Parish from Thibodaux all the way, as we say, up the bayou and down the bayou, all the way down the bayou to Fort Fouchon, down at the very end of the bayou. And for all of the information on all of our upcoming events, which we've got a ton of events coming up in the fall, some great weekend events, for places to stay, things to see and do, all of our cultural attractions, and of course, our award-winning Cajun Bayou Food Trail. You can visit L.A., as Louisiana, LA, CajunBayou.com, or you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at LA Cajun Bayou.
And TikTok.
TikTok, I love it. See?
We are on TikTok. We do have a TikTok, and we have some pretty cool content that's on there, and we love featuring our partners and all the great things to do here. So if you haven't followed us on TikTok, check us out.
I'm gonna check it out. Betsy and I were just talking about how we can incorporate TikTok more in our world. That's very cool.
Yeah,
Cody,
no, it's a really neat platform.
Yep.
Cody, you've done so much to promote Louisiana. Share just real quickly. We just have another minute left. Share real quickly some of the awards and recognition that you've gotten down there for everyone who's recovering for Hurricane Ida, and just pushing beyond to get more visitation down there.
I'm sorry. Say it again, Betsy. You broke up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tell us a little bit about what you've been able to do, the awards and the recognition that you've gotten for the area to bring tourism back to that area.
Sure, absolutely. So, last year, into August of last year, I can't believe we're already almost the 1 year anniversary. Lafourche Parish, as well as some other areas here, like Terrebonne Parish, was very devastated as well. But I can speak directly to Lafourche was devastated by the impacts of Hurricane Ida. Direct landfall at the end of our parish down at Fort Fouchon. And it was, a devastating hurricane, right? Of course, it came right on the heels as we're in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. But, again, and I know we hear it all the time, but to really, to be here, to be a part of it, to see it, the resiliency and the way that communities here band together is just absolutely incredible, and there's nothing like it anywhere else in the world. And so as we've recovered from COVID, we've all banded together to help each other, and that's, businesses coming together, communities coming together, from parish government all the way down to, the chambers of commerce and local businesses just helping each other out and getting each other back on their feet. We are proud to play a small part of that. And so Louisiana's Cajun Bayou Tourism, we are the Tourist Commission here for Lafourche. We were very, very humbled and very honored to receive the Louisiana Travel Association Louis Award for CVB of the Year at the annual meeting this year earlier in February. And then I was also very humbled to receive the Rising Star Award from LTA as well. And then last year, which was just crazy, right after Ida, I think it was in the September-October timeframe. I received an email, and at first I thought it was spam because I'm like, this can't be real. But it very much was. When I got to reading it, I realized who it was. So the E-Tourism Summit was, very gracious in awarding me a national award from E-Tourism for Rising Star, where their new awards that they had just started. And so that was a very humbling experience to be one of 4 selected across the entire country to receive that award. And so it was, again, kind of a crazy time to receive it, but nonetheless, a very humbling and a very gracious experience. But, it takes, as I tell everybody, it's not just me. We have an incredible team at Louisiana's Cajun Bayou Tourism that works tirelessly behind the scenes that a lot of times people don't realize what all they do. And so I couldn't do what I do without the incredibly talented team that we have and the incredible partners that we have here in our parish, from the attractions to our B&B owners, to hotels, to campgrounds, to attractions, to festivals and event organizers, local chambers of commerce. It takes everybody to do what we do here and promote this parish. So we are very grateful for the partners that we have the ability to work with and the privilege to work with every day.
Well, Cody Gray, we're going to head down to the Bayou based on your recommendations, and we're going to be right back on Talk 107.3 FM, Mornings with Brian. But today it's Mornings with Betsy and Anthony and Alondra and soon to be David St. Romain. We'll be right back.
What's up, dude? How are you?
Good, man.
Everything good?
Wonderful.
Love it.
Wonderful. I love seeing all your videos too, man. I've been watching a bunch
Aren't
of
they
stuff.
awesome?
Where did you just perform recently? I know you do it all the time, but
The Shed.
that's it. Yes, that's right. I was
Your
trying
mic
to
cannot
come
be
there
right.
that night too.
Okay.
So
What?
we heard you fine. It's just
was it?
your mic was muted. You were coming through Anthony's mic. It's fine. Brian asked for this so he could,
Was it a
do
good
this
crowd?
thing when he coughs in the morning and
Was it a
stuff
good
like that.
crowd?
So it needs to
Oh
be
my
in
God,
the
I love it. Look at that.
Alondra,
That's
you should
awesome.
see the mic
Is it going well?
on the
It's
meters.
going well. Yeah. Definitely.
And then
It's
when I
a lot of
push it
moving
down-
parts, but yeah, it's been
I
going
thought
well.
it was like automatically.
I
just selling cards.
It needs to be.
Selling
No, it's fine.
I'm
It's
glad you told me. Because I
yes,
didn't-
ma'am. And this is a new thing that has recently showed up. So
Oh, thank you.
Trying to connect all the generations. Yeah.
It's really very, very unique and really cool, man. I mean,
Thank you.
I feel it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Thank
mean?
you.
Like,
Thank you. Yeah.
Come on, David. We'll get a picture of all of us.
Steven's the man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Am I done now? Am I good?
No, you got a
One
couple
more
more
second?
minutes.
All right, cool. I don't know if we're doing that. Oh, you're good. I was here to.
I come from Perryville, so
Oh, nice.
you make sure I'm not stuck.
I was worried about. I don't know about traffic in the morning. I never know with Baton Rouge. So I was here early too.
Well, yeah, you've been doing some traveling too. Yeah.
I've been on the move. I'm getting ready to go up to the.
Do you travel? Or do you book your own like schedule and then just keep it yourself, or do you have someone who kind of assists you?
No, I kind of just do everything myself. Yeah. I had somebody helping me in the beginning, but it was just.
Became more of a hassle.
Yeah, because I just was hoping she was gonna pick it up quicker than she did, and so I was like doing her job, and like I was like, what are we doing here? Yeah, so exactly. So until it gets a little bit, more hectic or whatever, right now I can handle it, and things have settled down with some of my other side things, so it's been good. I can focus mainly on cards and culture and do all that. So
it's been that way for me. Like I'm keeping it, and I've got the automated digital. Tell me when to shut up.
Oh,
I've got the automated digital stuff going.
Yeah.
I keep my wife informed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The calendar automated.
Yep.
She knows.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are big. Yeah.
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 Personal, professional. So
Exactly.
on here, and here with the kids.
Well, I had a relationship for a while, and it was.
So you're not.
I'm not. Yeah, we broke up a couple months ago. Yeah, and no, that's all right. No, but it's part of. You had she had a big career too. She was playing volleyball across the world and stuff like that. So it was one of those things. We both kind of just made the decision to be like, hey, let's stay present with the things that we've invested in, and put a lot of time into. And if it's meant to be, it'll be meant to be, that kind of thing. So, and right now it's just I'm focusing on that. She's focusing on that. It's good though. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Are you ready to come back? And good morning. This is Betsy Barnes here sitting in for Brian Haldane. Mornings with Brian Haldane, but he's on vacation. God love him. God bless him.
Hope he's enjoying it. Yeah.
Yes. And I have my guest co-host, Anthony Ranaudo. Thank you so much for coming in before the workout.
Yes.
For sharing with us all the stuff that's going on. So if somebody wants to reach out to you, whether it's about cards and culture, what is the best way for people to reach you? And you got some really cool things coming up. So
yeah, I guess the best way is probably through social media. All of my social media, my personal social media is Anthony_Ranaudo, RANAUDO. But all of our cards and culture stuff is cards and culture on all of our social media, and I have a couple people that help me with that account too. So sometimes that's an easier way to reach out, and I probably see more things through that. But yeah, and stop by the shop. Come by Cards and Culture. I'm there every single day at some point during the day, and if I'm not there, just ask one of the workers when I'll be there, because I'm coming there. I live right around the corner. I actually have an apartment right behind Perkins Row, so I get to walk to work every day.
Perfect.
Yeah, life is cool. Yeah, it's good.
Life is cool.
Yeah.
So if somebody was listening and they're an artist, what types of artists are you looking for? Because I think it's important for people to know kind of what's available. You're out of the box.
Yeah.
I mean, you're out the box. So
Yeah.
you don't care. You just come talk to me about it. But there are some things that you carry in the store.
Yeah. I'm honestly, I don't. I mean, come to me with whatever you have, and I feel like I'm pretty open and honest. Of, hey, I don't have any wall space right now, or I don't think that that would work, but chances are I'm going to give you a chance, especially if you're an emerging artist, if you're somebody looking to dip into, the creative space. Come to Cards and Culture. We can, at worst, sit down and have a conversation, and I can help direct you, or whatever. And I just like hearing people's stories. So stop by the shop, and I'm always looking for new artists, whether it's canvas art, whether it's people that are in, poetry, musical arts, that kind of stuff. Theater, like I'm big on mental health too. So I mean, just even having good conversations really means a lot to me too.
I'd like to see an event, and we're going to talk to David St. Romain about this in the next hour with Songs of Survivors.
Yeah.
I don't believe there's anybody that has never been through trauma.
Right.
And not
I agree.
had major disappointment.
I agree.
Or had something happen that really changed kind of the course and the way that they look at themselves and others. And so I'd love to see more done publicly about mental health awareness.
Yep.
And trying to just work together for that.
Yep.
We know our state has some issues. We don't provide the best mental health services. I think everybody is focused on trying to get that done.
Yep.
But I think just bringing people together in the community to talk about what are your issues, or I love you no matter what.
Yep. And
unconditional love. And I love that you share that. You really do. You exude that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And about a year ago, I guess probably when we first opened up, we did have a really cool mental health night. We cleared out a lot of the stuff. We put a couple chairs up on stage, and Chelsea Burano from You Are Not Alone. It's her mental health awareness nonprofit. We had a really cool night where we had 4 or 5 people up on the panel. I was one of them, and we just talked about things. And I shared my experience. And the girl that I was dating at the time is a professional volleyball player, and she shared her experience. And then there was a couple other individuals that
pressure in the sports industry.
Yeah.
Whether it's college or whether it's pro. A lot of pressure.
And it's also too like people's expectations, right, and the way that the world perceives you. And so she had a huge following on social media. She played in the Olympics. She had just got back from the Olympics. So it was just sharing people's stories, and it makes us all human, and it connects us in a different way. So I'm big on mental health. I invested in a few mental health companies. I'm big on all the new research that's coming out about mental health and things like that and the brain. So yeah, I would love to do any of that stuff. It really would be really rewarding for me.
Yeah, we're have to talk about that.
This hour flew by. I'm disappointed. This was awesome.
It did fly by.
Yeah.
But we're not through doing things.
Oh,
together.
no,
We're gonna do
no
some
shot.
stuff.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you,
because
Betsy.
I really, really appreciate all the things that you're doing for the community. And I wanted to have 3 movers and shakers who are doing things. Katie Gutro's pulling people together in a different way, raising tons of money for St. Jude and other fundraisers. Anthony Ranaudo, love your soul.
Thank you.
Love your soul and everything that you're doing.
Appreciate
and then we're
you.
about to have David St. Romain join us. David is the founder, as many of you know, of Songs of Survivors and the Baton Rouge Beats Lab. And so there's some summer camp opportunities for at-risk youth or people that just want to come and learn how to do electronic music, digital recording, you know, lay down some beats and loops track. Like, I won't even try to be cool like that because I'm just not even cool like that. But I love what David is doing and some of the things he's doing for veterans as well. So, Anthony, thank you so much for being here. And actually, David is a baseball card collector.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we connected on that, a long time ago. Yep, it was very cool. So, no, thank you again for having me. I appreciate the opportunity. It's always great to connect with you and looking forward to the future.
Yeah. And I'm grateful that Brian, you know, gave me the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so thank you, Brian. And so we're going to be right back with Talk 107.3 FM. My guest co-host will be David St. Romain. We look forward to sharing a little bit more of our morning with you, and we'll be right back on Talk 107.3 FM.
Boom.
Boom. I know.
This is amazing.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Right?
Friday, 12 o'clock.
Friday, 12 o'clock. Got it in the calendar.
Look, y'all made it so easy for me because I'm like, how am I going to fill 3 hours?
Oh, I had to do Moscona's show I've done his show a couple times, and that's the same thing. I just schedule 10 phone calls. I'm like, can people come into I do the same thing. So that's why I was like, I got you. This is great. And I love doing this. I've done it with Jay. I've co-hosted with Chuck P and stuff. So I love this.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is a little dangerous.
Yeah.
They're funny.
I don't know if you drink, but
That's what we did last Friday. We were drinking. We had 5 beers. Like I was like, oh my god.
And you're on the radio, so there are people actually listening.
Yeah.
Right there on YouTube still, by the way.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah, we are still live on YouTube.
We should do. We should bring like a few rigs.
Alondra, before they leave, I need to get a picture.
Okay.
Let's get a picture with you with them. I should have brought the Katie too. Let's do a selfie. Okay. You look good. That really was.
We're learning more about safety concerns prior to yesterday's deadly train crash northeast of Kansas City. Here's CBS's Jim Ursula.
It was an accident waiting to happen. That's what former Mike Spencer reported in a Facebook video just a couple of weeks ago about the rural Missouri train crossing where an Amtrak train slammed into a dump truck and then the rail.
Just a matter of time. And we told the railroad about it. We've been working
It's
with the
packed
railroad.
out. I've been there.
Ago, we had Streamline get this thing fixed. Nothing got on it.
FDA advisors are meeting today to decide whether to recommend updating COVID vaccines. Another resurgence in the fall. CBS's Dr. David Higgins.
Not that the vaccines are failing, the virus is changing.
Time is of the essence. Human trials on updated vaccines would take months. Like Jeffrey Epstein's close friend and today, correspondent.
We expect to hear from women who said this is part of the abuse that Jeffrey Epstein did. All of this is really a culmination of accusations which led to a conviction, and now it is up to a judge as to how much time Ghislaine Maxwell will face behind bars.
National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says the U.S. is actively trying to resolve WNBA star Brittany Griner's detention in Russia. Her trial on pot possession charges begins Friday in Moscow. S&P futures are up 16. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Nice. You owe the IRS $8,000 this year. Are you a few years behind on your filing?
Hey, but you know what? If somebody buys it,
That's what I'm saying. It's worth it. Yeah.
You need an ally.
Oh, I do remember. Yep. Oh my god.
So I mean, that may not be worth shit. But you know what? It's fun to have. I have literally a one-on-one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
All your tax
Let's do it. Let's do it.
getting the IRS off your back. Call Allies Tax Relief.
I know, I gotta find a way. I might have to use your arm with me.
957-0325. Allies Tax Relief.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. Exactly. And expected me there and all that, so it's cool, yeah. I want to have you on my podcast, too, so let's go.
Do you want to do this day in history when we first come back?
Oh yeah. You could just cue me to it, like just be like, Alondra has this day in history, and I'll just do it.
I'm so sorry to be coughing.
Sweetie, it's all good. Did you get
How
my
you
message?
doing?
I'm good.
Yes, about the mic. I didn't have this all the way up.
It's all good. I
I'll
wanted to
speak
make
about
sure
that.
you were
Thank
squared away.
Thank you. He was texting me. I think your mic is off.
It's
So
all
that's
good.
why I texted you. Yeah.
I'm really good. We had a really amazing time Saturday. All of the
How many showed up?
we had 6, but we already have 6 that signed up for another one in Alexandria. So
Great.
the VA, they want to do this monthly. Yeah, in Pineville.
Wow.
So we're going to talk about that. I mean, I think, I can see expansion already with duplication of what we're doing, replication.
That's the main thing.
Yeah, well, we're starting on a fundraiser in Alexandria in August with the Ride to Thrive, the motorcycle charity ride.
Yeah.
And then we'll continue to push for corporate partners up there like maybe Coleco or somebody big.
Yeah.
Royal Martin.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. That's exactly.
Royal Martin.
Yeah.
You know those folks?
I've met them. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
Personally.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're here.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Family friend, but also
I
founder
know.
of Song of Survivors, Baton Rouge Beats Lab. And you know what, David? Before we jump into too much, Alondra is going to share this day in history. I always love this.
I love
when
this
Brian does
segment.
the show. I do too.
Marty, you've got to come back with me.
Where?
A long, long time ago.
Who's coming with me?
I will do that.
We have to go back, Kate. We have to go back.
Say, kids, what time is it?
It's time for This Day in History. All right, thank you so much, Betsy. I'm very excited to be here today. And I'm excited, thank you so much, and I'm excited to get started on this day in history. On this day in history, in 1762, Russian Tsarina Catherine II seizes power, declaring herself sovereign ruler of Russia. I should try it. I could be the sovereign ruler of America.
That's right.
In 1776, final draft of Declaration of Independence is submitted to Continental Congress on this day. And on this day in 1838, you mentioned it earlier, was the coronation of Queen Victoria and Westminster Abbey, London. In 1894, Labor Day is established as a holiday for U.S. federal employees. In 1914, assassination of Franz Ferdinand. It would later prove to be one of the leading causes to World War I. It's when all the messy alliances started after that. He was assassinated by Bosnian Serb Gavrilo Princip.
Wasn't it he and his girlfriend?
It was him and his girlfriend, yeah.
They were assassinated.
Yes. In
Careful who you date now.
That's what I like to call a toxic relationship.
I was just talking to Anna about this in the other room.
Total red flag, by the way. If he asks you to assassinate a political figure with him, it's time to break up with him.
You should break up maybe the day before.
Yeah, definitely don't do that. In 1919, the Treaty of Versailles ends the World War I and establishes the League of Nations and is signed in France. In 2007, one of my favorite baseball players of all time, I'm so sorry, Anthony Ranaudo. He's super cool. He's super cool. Craig Biggio of the Houston Astros becomes the 27th member of the 3,000 hit club, going 5 for 5 against the Colorado Rockies. In 2009, Professor Stephen Hawking hosted a party for time travelers at the University of Cambridge, not sending out the invites until after the party. Also not surprising, nobody showed up to the party.
So is it a party if no one shows up?
No.
Perhaps not.
It was an intended party.
He's a poor planner.
Yes, he's a terrible planner. He did not send out the invites until the day after. Like, come on, man. Nobody's going to go to your party.
But yet he still made this day in history.
Yeah, you're right. I added that as like a little fun little tidbit. I'm going to move on to some birthdays. In 1926, Mel Brooks was born on this day. Yes. In 1948, Kathy Bates. Love the movie Misery.
Yeah, Misery and The Blind Side.
Yes, The Blind Side.
I could talk forever about that movie.
Yeah, that's a great movie. Really?
Yeah.
Just like a weekend watch.
That's right. We're friends with Quentin Aaron.
Oh,
He
yeah.
played Michael
Love
Moore.
Quentin.
Nice.
And he is such a good guy.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
In 1960, John Elway played for the Denver Broncos. In 1971, happy birthday to Elon Musk. It's Elon Musk's birthday.
Happy birthday, Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Thank you for buying.
Now to some deaths. I didn't really have that many today. In 1836, James Madison, the 4th president of the United States, died on this day. In 2009, Billy Mays. I don't know if y'all remember him.
The TV guy?
Yeah, the TV guy.
You can buy Seal. This
OxyClean. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And in 2016, Pat Summitt passed away on this day. It is National Insurance Awareness Day. Yeah, so check your premiums. Make sure you have some flood insurance.
Yes, good idea.
And it's also National Paul Bunyan Day. National Logistics Day.
With our new axe throwing facilities popping up all over the place.
Yeah, I want to go to one of those. But if you're going to do that, make sure you check your insurance premiums if you're going to go axe throwing. And thank you. That was this day in history.
Thank you, Wanda.
Of course.
Tell you what, she's done a great job producing in here.
Thank you.
I can see why Brian is smiling every day because he knows she's got that board covered. So, David St. Romain.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so glad that you're here. I
Me
love
too.
what you're doing with the Baton Rouge Beats and Loops Lab. I think that this is going to be awesome. And I know we're going to have to go to a break in just a moment. Are we about a minute from our break? Yeah? So, a little bit about Beats and Loops Lab. Free.
Yep,
camp
summer camp coming up.
in
It's
the air
starting.
conditioning.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, we don't put this gear outside. So, yeah, we offer a free beat lab for your kids 12 to 17 years old to come starting next week on Tuesday, the day after the holiday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., lunch included. We cover that from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays for the next 4 weeks in a row. We'll be offering a free summer camp to kids 12 to 17. You can sign up at sos4kids.org, SOS, the number 4, kids.org. And
it's free.
And it's free again. And our address is on the website, but I'll reach out as soon as you sign up. You'll get information for it.
You know what's really cool is that there's not a lot to do with kids that are 12 to 17.
Right.
They've sort of aged out. They don't want a babysitter. They don't
Right.
want to be in daycare. And then, 15, 16, 17, but you don't want them having nothing to do and nowhere to go either.
That's right. That's
Idle
right.
mind is the devil's workshop.
That's right. And we only have, 10 spots in our classroom each week. So it is very limited. And we know that transportation can be difficult. And so those are some of the kinks and the gaps that we're having to, begin to try to close as we continue this work.
Sure. Well, we're going to take a break, and then we're going to be right back, and we're going to talk
I
about
love
the
it.
Songs of Survivors.
Yes.
We also have a call in from Ashton Brooke Gill.
Oh, I love Ashton.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
Oh, one of my favorite.
Peyton North is directing her music video, which they start.
That
filming
is
today.
wonderful.
Yeah. So
Aw.
she has starred in a movie, in an independent film. She has written music for that movie, and she has just released a record.
I saw that. Yeah, I follow her. I'll keep up.
So she's so talented.
I
What a sweet
love it.
girl.
And great talent from South
Yeah,
Louisiana.
and I felt like y'all needed to connect because I think there's some people and all that in Nashville, and she's about to go to Nashville.
Well, she doesn't need me. She's way more talented, and she's so talented she can make her own way. But I definitely would be glad to guide her in any way I can.
Sure.
You know that
I know
I
you
love
would.
to
I know.
help anyone.
Well, you've been through the whole gauntlet in Nashville, and I think
Feels like it sometimes.
And you
Gauntlet.
also help people who who are trying to get their career, but just making some awarenesses and some different things. So
Yep.
we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back with Talk 107.3 FM, the new Talk.
Yeah, the button wasn't on.
I thought it was supposed to be up.
The button wasn't engaged.
I don't really mess with that too much, but Pop, she's in.
Bo told us, yeah, she's out of it. Bo told us the opposite.
He said it had to be popped up.
So put the mic in queue and have David talk.
Check 1 2. Check 1
You know how
2.
to queue?
Check 1 2. Yeah, it's coming out.
And then you.
Yeah?
Betsy?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Okay.
Well, it's because Bo told us the opposite. He said it
That's what happens.
All
Welcome
good.
to live radio.
We're good now. We're good. We're good.
We're happy.
All good.
I'm happy. You happy?
Kay, do you know David St. Romain?
Oh, yeah.
Cade
Man,
Wasson.
much, dude. Yeah, absolutely. So, just thinking about what were we talking about? I was thinking, oh yeah, the Alexandria thing.
Oh, it says, I don't think your mic is on. Can hear a producer and each guest, and you sound like you're in the background. So I guess we got that figured. Good. Good. So we come back at,
It's one
well,
thing
now.
that we can't do
What?
is change the past.
Exactly.
So you can't go back and turn the mic on. You can't. So what do? We're
I'm
gonna
not
think about
worried.
it, or we're gonna move forward. We're gonna
Move forward.
Exactly. So, but yeah, I think the idea, I don't know. I'm fluid to what we're doing next. I'm fluid. Do we?
Yeah, we need to sit down and meet. I'm going to be off Friday. So if there's a chance we can meet Friday would be great.
Yeah, I've got an appointment with my daughter, and then I'll be able to make some time.
Yeah.
We are going.
I like the idea of doing something mental health with Anthony.
Oh, that's
I really
he
think
said
we.
what they did with the awareness, with the "I'm not alone, you're not alone" campaign. That's
Yeah.
definitely
But I'd love to have Emma Benoit join us. She has My Ascension. She did a movie about her suicide attempt. She's now 20, 21. Awesome. Amazing woman. Amazing young woman. I just love connecting people to share and then them collaborate and then see where we go from there.
Yeah, it's I don't want to spend any time. I guess I want to share, but if we're not getting to the people and getting work to them, like that's what I'm feeling. My concern was with veterans, and that's why when VA came through like they did.
But with other veterans hospitals, you could.
Well, and we had dinner on Friday night with one of the leadership, and she's the senior nurse for 5 clinics in the state.
That's wonderful.
So she's going to connect.
Are you ready to pop back? Well, just let me know when.
Now your mic will be hot.
Hot.
You got headphones? We can check.
And we're coming in hot. We just realized that we had a little technical difficulty, but thank you for those that texted to let us know.
Yep.
Thank you, David, for letting us know we had a little
It's all
microphone
good.
issue. But you know what? We're so glad to be with you, David St. Romain, founder of Songs of Survivors. And you have been doing veterans healing art workshops, songwriting workshops now for almost 3 years, and doing them in different places. But the Office of Cultural Development, the Lieutenant Governor, Billy Nungesser, Division of the Arts, and the Office of Tourism have been supporting that effort to reach underserved populations.
That's right.
So you opened your office on Jefferson Highway right there in the settlement just a
Yes.
few months ago. And so not only have you been helping veterans at the VA home in Pineville and Alexandria and other places, bringing people together to just experience the joy and the fun of songwriting while you come together, but you also are doing something for at-risk youth or any youth really who's interested in creating electronic music or, tell us about that.
Well, so, the idea was originally to take music and use that, my passion of music, and put it to work with the purpose that I felt like was my calling in my life, and that was to serve populations of trauma with healing arts, really, with music creation. And so it started with the veterans, in partnership with Baton Rouge Music Studios here in town with Doug Gay, and that team over there did an incredible job helping to navigate this in the beginning, alongside with the actual with the Lieutenant Governor's office being spearheading that project, and still to hear last weekend to spend time with the Lieutenant Governor and hear him still continue to speak about the work we're doing publicly is very encouraging and empowering for me to continue this work. But we started with we've been doing these songwriting workshops in veterans communities and different groups of veterans around the state of Louisiana for the past few years, and then we decided last year we would open a classroom and offer music creation to children, teens between the ages of 12 and 17. Really, we vary with those ages. It can be a 10 or a 19-year-old, but we try to keep it within those boundaries or those confines of that age. But I think what we believe and what we know is that we can reach kids where they are, and we know that we can get a lot more. I feel like we can reach them in a more impactful way.
Yeah,
and those are the words I was trying to.
Well, I mean, kids want to see about beats and loops, and they're listening to a lot of rap.
Everything they do,
and all of that. So this is saying, look, you can do that, but it's also a mentoring program. You're using 100%. The music as an opportunity to say, look, I believe in you. You can do this. Let me show you this different technique, and it's something different outside of school. It's something you're not going to learn in school.
Well, they do. They not to this level. I mean, I don't know. I can't say the curriculum.
Well, a lot of schools have ended their music program.
They have, for sure.
Unfortunately.
But the Fine Arts Department here in East Baton Rouge Parish has done the job the best they can do given the circumstances of funding and et cetera, but all the variables that come into play. But Sean Joffrion, East Baton Rouge Parish Fine Arts Department Director, has been a huge part of allowing us to offer this to the school system through iCare, which we know iCare very well on this station.
Yes.
And so that their partnership with iCare and the public-private partnership, the combining of those two things, bringing the public and the private sectors together with this partnership, that is the only way, and I have seen, and most people can attest to this, that is the only way we're going to really get it done. We're going to have to bring the community together with the administrations, and that's what we're trying to do with Songs of Survivors. We're trying to bring BR Beats Lab as an offer with that private-public partnership, and we're trying to do that with the songwriting veterans workshops, and so the veteran songwriting workshops. So with the VA and with our Lieutenant Governor's office. So those are partnerships, and that's the only way we see it. One of the things that we're struggling with is transportation, because we know that a lot of populations of kids don't have cars at 12 years old, and
their parents
work.
Yeah.
And so it is difficult. We are in process of building maybe the next step to that. Obviously, if we had our own vans like some of the other organizations in town have gotten to, I believe maybe we will grow to that, or maybe we grow
maybe there can be some carpooling, or kids that have similar neighborhood that they're living near each other.
Yeah, there's ways we can get to some strategies and maybe some solutions to get there. So I believe that we'll work those out as we continue to find a way to get more direct to the children and get them to us. But we like I said, the BR Beats Lab starts next week. It's 4 weeks long, 3 days a week, from 10 to 2 a.m., Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of each week next week. You can sign your kid up, or if you're a kid actually listening to this station, you can sign up at SOS4kids.org, SOS4kids.org, or you can check out our website at SOSmusic.org.
So it's completely free.
100%
completely free. Lunch is included. You just have to be able to get whomever it is that is interested in doing this, 10 to 17 years old, 12 to 17 years old, but you're a little fluid on that. To get them to Jefferson Highway and the Settlement Shopping Center, to the offices. And tell us a little bit about Matt. Matt
Tortorich is actually our instructor. I'm just the guy who brings people together. But Matt Tortorich is an incredibly talented. I wish he was in town, but he's out of town right now, so he's probably not listening. But anyone who knows Matt Tortorich, he's produced rap records, rock records, country records. He was
Grammy nominated.
He's been nominated, for multiple awards, Grammys.
Plays multiple instruments.
Yeah, he's a multi-instrumentalist, and he actually was the brainchild behind the idea of the Beat Lab, because he's really the beat guy. I'm a songwriter and guitar player. I'm not really I don't even the software we use, Ableton. We have partners with software with hardware companies like Personas, which is a local global
global,
right, and owned by Fender now, and so we're honored to have partnerships with them. And I do want to make sure that I mention Olin Corporation, who is our industrial partner, and they have just really done an incredible job with this golf tournament that we're off. That we're
so if you're not a kid but you like golf,
you can sign up for a golf tournament with Olin, and that is on our website. I have websites for days. But I don't want to overload you. They're all on sosmusic.org.
Yeah, SOS4music.org?
No, SOSmusic.org.
Music.org. And so this particular golf tournament is really to support everything that you're doing for the veterans and for at-risk youth and anyone else that you might find a way to bless. And this was a huge sold-out golf tournament.
That's right.
And
we will be
wonderful.
sold out again this year. So I mean, we already sold the AM flight. If you're younger and you want to play in the afternoon, come on. I say younger hearted, and you want to get that afternoon play.
So is there a date? Is there?
We do. September 15th is
September 15th
at the Island in Plaquemine. And
that's a nice course.
It is a nice course. Again, they've already raised $45,000.
Yeah.
For the organization with that golf tournament. I can't explain to you what that does for us as an organization.
As a nonprofit.
We
fundraising post-COVID.
And we rely on these types of ways to be able to function, because grants alone won't do it. Which we do have great grant partners with Baton Rouge Area Foundation and their partners there, and our other partners with Hargrove. And I don't mean to like cheap plugs, but I got to tell you, these are the reasons.
Those are people that are pouring into these opportunities.
Automation, there's those are the organizations, those are the companies in town in your community that are investing back into the community. These
are the independently owned and operated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you want to know who the people are, all you got to do is look on your nonprofits on their websites, and you'll see who are the people that actually invest in the community. Who are the companies that actually invest.
So far, I haven't seen Amazon on there. Just saying.
Well, I'm not going to be.
What I'm saying is, I think Amazon. Amazon has 5 or 6 facilities in Louisiana. I'd love to see Amazon pour into some of these local programs. Nothing against Amazon. I like Amazon. I order from Amazon.
Well, I'm sure
but I just think
there's a way
so
for
much.
Us to.
Yeah.
So if there's a way for us to reach Amazon through their foundational foundations, or if they have those types of structures, I know Walmart has a foundation. I know that other organizations such as that have foundations. I think we need to become more solution based.
Yes.
And less, in my opinion, I try not to complain. I try to find a solution.
Right.
If there's somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, I have this gap," let me try to figure out what the solution is to get to fill that gap or that bottleneck in your situation.
Well, and the thing is too is that we want to support locally owned and operated Louisiana companies.
Absolutely.
Because they are sticking their neck out every day, covering that payroll, growing their business, and they're investing in the youth of our community, the veterans of our community, and that's what's so important.
And I want you to know, I'm not just doing this to, hey, we want to have a school where we can teach kids how to play music or how to make music. No, we want to. The songwriting thing we had last weekend, we wrote a song in Alexandria, VA, Pineville, VA, with 6 veterans. It was just an incredible experience for them and for myself, and the song was very empowering in the end. And so those types of things happen. It's more of a neurological thing. Anthony talked about that. He's learning about the research of the brain and all that. Those neurological moments, those things that happen when you, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical, educated person, but I have experience with trauma myself. I have experience with addiction, and I have experience with recovery and all of the sides of it.
Yeah.
And I have done a lot of therapy myself. So I've heard a lot of very educated people speak to me about these things, and so I'm taking my own experiences and my own wisdom and applying that to the work we're doing, along with bringing on oversight with clinical oversight. We do have LCSWs on our board. We had a music therapist now who may be coming on board. We're praying hard that she sticks with us. She's now doing residency at one of our hospitals, just graduated from Loyola, and wants to come back and invest in our community, wants to be a part of this community.
And this is
we have to rise
reach.
These young people up to be the next leaders that are going to make the changes that need to happen to change the way we are in this moment. The education numbers we have, the economy here in the state could thrive in a massive way, and does in certain markets, right? We know that. But what we do know, we wonder why do we have so much poverty, or why is there such a big poverty gap in our state? And I think that we start to apply some of the principles of empowerment and public-private partnerships that I was talking about. You start to apply those types of principles to these efforts, and you're going to start to empower young people to step up and want to do better for themselves, want to make a change in their life, want to bring themselves out of poverty. Show them that there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
Don't talk about it. Show it to them.
And also, if you've already been through it yourself, then you're also a light.
How many addicts do we know that are going through recovery that could speak to a young person?
Oh,
I literally spoke to a friend of mine yesterday about this exact subject. He's, 10 months into sobriety for the first time in his life, and he's in his 40s. Do you know how hard that is? 25 years of creating numbing and then trying to force yourself at 45 years old to get clean. It is hard to do, but it is an incredible thing to see him go through that.
Yes.
And I just want to encourage you, if you're out there, find ways to get help. There are organizations like ours, people who care, that want to invest in helping you.
And don't worry about what anybody else thinks, because there's so many people that have been through it.
We're all messed up.
We're all imperfect.
Yeah, I mean, trust me.
Yeah, but the thing is that when you give people the opportunity to heal in whatever facet, whatever depth, it is a safe place, and that's so important.
I don't like the trending word safe space either, because it's not about.
Well, they use it something different.
But everyone needs time for self-care. Everyone. I don't care how hard you are, how thick skinned you are. If you're a soldier and you're a veteran out there, that's one of the greatest things about the work I do, is that I'm a soldier. I'm a veteran. So when I come to you and I say, hey, we're going to write a song, and it might bring out some struggle, it might bring out some real emotion, but it's going to bring out something that you're going to really be grateful that you did in the end.
Being there for the workshop that you did at the World War II Museum was such an eye-opener, and I was very familiar with the program already, but to see the transformation, the relationships, the connection, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it's hard to speak to this work if you haven't experienced it.
Right.
So if you're a veteran or you're active duty, I encourage you to come just do it. Let's write a song about your grandfather. I don't. It can be positive. So
that's right. That's right. Well, we're going to be right back with David St. Romain, and then we're going to have. I hope we're going to have a call from Ashton Brooke Gill. She's going to be talking a little bit about her musical journey, which, of course, you've been on your musical journey and still are.
Oh, yeah.
And then you've used your music as a way to tie in and help and heal people, which is beautiful. And so we're going to be right back with Talk 107.3 FM. You are listening to Mornings with Brian, but today it's Mornings with Betsy and David. We'll be right back.
That was good. I enjoyed that.
We got a lot of info in.
That was a lot. Yeah, I mean, and I don't mean to get off on I'm not trying to make myself, sorry YouTube, I'm going to speak honestly for a second. I'm not trying to make myself look like, or sound like I know what I'm talking about, but it just, when I get passionate about this stuff, I'm like you. I just speak from the heart, and I can't help but just start talking about what I feel like I know about.
That's right.
Maybe I'm wrong. Somebody can tell me I'm stupid in the end, and I really don't care.
Well, if you do a little bit of good in the world and God knows your heart, I think you're all right.
Isn't that what we're here to do?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, what am I doing? What was I going to do? I had something in mind and I forgot.
So we'll talk to Ashton a little bit about what she's doing, and then we'll kind of. She is going to be calling in, I think, but she just hasn't yet.
Okay. I didn't know she called. I don't have her. I thought I had her number. That's what I was thinking about doing. I was texting her.
So you Facebook Live-in?
What's your? I was on Instagram actually. I never go live on Instagram.
Yeah.
What's your email address?
Mine?
Yeah, because
Betsy BETS. Yeah, Betsy2Barnes@yahoo.com.
That was from Evan. He never asked me. Need to get you.
A hearing is scheduled for July 8th, and in the meantime, abortions can resume in the state.
Gas prices continue to decline, according to AAA. The statewide average fell another penny from yesterday to $4.43.
Yeah, today I'm gonna start calling the kids that we do have signed up. I think I was noticing that you have these like Parkview Baptist camp, you have St. James Episcopal, you have all these summer camps at these schools. We should probably take a school like a church and say, hey, if
I don't know. I think there's some after school or after age camps. I mean, most of the ones, I think when you get to 12 years old are mostly athletic. You know, those are types of camps. And then there's Brett camps, you know, but.
But they get them there through the bus system. So iCare is providing a bus. Supposedly. She told me they have a bus and they have a driver and they're willing to pay for it. So they have money to pay for one bus and they're going to use that towards one school specifically. Estruma was going to give us kids, but they have not come through. Their principal or media person has not fulfilled that yet. And so she's going to move to a different school.
Yeah.
And maybe McHenry or some other, school and try to get them to sign their kids up and get that bus to bring those kids. But that's not a sustainable plan. We need to have a sustainable plan for transportation. If we had one van or two vans that could go to two different sides of town, that that would
But it'd be hot. You wouldn't be able to hold too many people. Oh. Excuse me. I'm so sorry for coughing.
Is somebody on hold?
Yeah, Ashton Brookgill.
So, I was thinking about doing that. Our only thing there is that we can't park that bus when it's not on. We can't have all that gear in there with the heat. So where do we put the bus?
I think you're better off just transporting people.
I like the mobile music machine though. That's a pretty cool idea. If we if we had a garage where we could park it
up
inside of a garage where it's AC'd, then it would make sense.
Yeah, even a storage unit would not work because it would be so hot.
It would be so. It'd have to be an indoor climate controlled.
But you actually could almost have two if you did a morning round and an afternoon round, and they met at lunch. So this is one thing that I did for Nashville decorating seminars when I lived in North Carolina. I'd have a decorator come in to this bed and breakfast. It was also an antique store and gift shop, and I would have a morning flight and an afternoon flight, and then we'd all meet at lunch. So it's like we do the morning session, everybody have lunch together, and then the afternoon session would stay and the morning would leave.
Yeah.
And it worked out really, really well because it was using the same day, same decorations, same, all of that stuff. So you could actually do that. You could actually do light pickup breakfast mid-morning if morning is an easier time for people to drop.
You talking about are we talking about for the golf tournament or are we talking about for the
Beats and Loops lab?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So the morning, do like a morning session in one school and then go to another school. Because that's the goal with the mobile side. It's just pull up in the parking lot, right? And just have them come out. I'm just kind of working it out in my head. Everyone loves the idea when I talk about it. When I say everyone, I mean all of our supporters. Olin, the guys, Lane, McDaniel really like the idea. But I think, again, it's like, where do I park?
And would you let Ashton know that we'll be on in just a moment? She'll have till, I guess, 8:50. Yeah. She may not want to be on that long, but.
This Kay's not calling.
No, we were going to talk about Roe v. Wade, the impact on doctors and stuff, so, no.
This is not.
No, she's just got other things she's doing. She would do it if we needed to fill the time, but I think we're fine.
Yeah, I think so. And not only that, but
yeah.
I don't get involved on that subject matter. I stay out. I don't understand. There's something I was on my way here and I read from a guy, friend of mine from Nashville.
And good morning. This is Betsy Barnes. I'm here with my guest co-host, David St. Romain. And on the line, if you've not had the opportunity to meet this beautiful young lady, you may have seen her on American Idol. She actually recently starred in a movie that has not been released, and she'll be sharing when that's going to be released in the weeks and months to come. But she also has recorded some singles, and she is at the beginning of her career doing really well, and that's Ashton Brooke Gill. How you doing, Ashton?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing fabulous. So I really wanted to connect you and David St. Romain. He's been through all of the opportunities in Nashville, and those relationships still serve him very well. And you are going to Nashville in July, is that right?
I am, yep.
So you just released a single not long ago, but if people wanted to follow you or follow your music or just see as your announcements come forward, because you have some great things that you're not ready to really announce,
right?
How can people find you?
Yeah, y'all can find me on, I guess the best way to do it would be like my website at www.ashtongill.com. And that'll lead you to like my Instagram, Facebook, YouTube channels at Ashton Brooke Gill Music. And then like I'm on Apple Music, Spotify, iTunes with the songs that I do have out. And then like you said, I have Could Have Been You that just released, and then I have songs coming out this upcoming year as well.
I think that's so exciting.
Ashton, hey, it's David. How are you?
Hey, David. I'm good. How about you?
Oh, I'm wonderful. I'm glad to sit here and have this conversation with you. I have been keeping up with you on Instagram and seeing your single "Could Have Been You" coming out. I guess it's exciting. I know that feeling of it's nerve wracking. It's the fear of the unknown. And as an artist, when you put it all in, I know you put it all into what you're doing, and you really. You're very dedicated and invested in the work, in your art, and you put it out there. It's hard because you want a reaction, you want you have this expectations, and
and you don't ever know quite exactly how people are going to react.
That's it. I just want to encourage, I want to encourage you, especially after a few records myself and being able to know that feeling. And no matter what happens, just know that we're proud of you for taking the step, for taking that risk, for putting it all out there. The strength and people don't understand what it takes to really just to remove the Band-Aid, to remove the vulnerability and show yourself fully and say, you know what, I'm okay if this just is what it is.
I'm just going to take a chance.
Yeah.
So, Ashton, I want to tell you, we're proud of you here in Baton Rouge and in this region and in Louisiana as an artist here in Louisiana, to see you on TV and see you grow, and you're beautiful inside and out, and we just really love you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. I love you guys.
So tell us a little bit about your experience with American Idol. There's people that just dream of having that opportunity. So tell us a little bit about, would you encourage somebody to do that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, whenever I first had signed up to audition, I think it was just like, how they do like little sponsored ads on your Facebook or your Instagram pages. Well, I had saw that they were having auditions in New Orleans, and so I decided that, at first I signed up. I was like, I guess I'm going to do it. And then I started kind of talking myself out of it, honestly, because I was like, what are the chances of like, just this little small town girl from Livingston Parish to get on it. But then Lane had got on it. And I was like, I think I'm just going to give it a try. So I ended up auditioning in New Orleans in front of, they have all those pre-rounds and stuff before you go on. And then I got in front of the producers of the show. And then once I made it through those rounds, I went to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and auditioned in front of the judges. And that was like such a surreal moment, I feel like, because you're like walking into this room with a bunch of lights shining at you. It doesn't really look like it on TV, but like you have lights all in your face.
Oh yeah.
While you're auditioning, and it was just like you're walking into this room, you're about to be videoed for national television, and then also you're singing in front of iconic people.
Yeah.
So it was just a really cool experience for sure, and I learned a lot from it. I grew a lot from it, and I feel like.
So who was your favorite judge?
I don't know. They're just all so different, I mean, you got.
Yeah, anyone specifically step out? Like, was it Lionel Richie was on there? Were you when you were there?
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, if I can pick a favorite, they're all so different, and their genres are all different too.
Yeah, anything that
but
steps
I'm
out?
a country girl, and I love country music. So, I mean, Luke Bryan, I feel like probably like related to him a little bit more.
And
but they were all really
one of his
nice.
team members is from Baton Rouge, and so she's active with him all over. You should definitely connect with her since you were.
Oh
on the
my
show.
gosh!
Maybe you could connect.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
we'll definitely make that happen. But I think, you know, that feeling, again, you talked about that surreal feeling walking into that room, from one room to the other, when that door opened, and then there's, of course, like a curtain, and you open the curtain, and now all the lights are visible in your face. You know there's a table behind those lights, or, you know, with people looking at you. You know, and as you go on, you know, you've come off the show, and, of course, you go into it as very green, and you don't know what it feels like, but then when you come off, you feel like you're somewhat of kind of a veteran a little bit in the moment, and you're like, oh, now I know what it feels like to go through that, and I thought I was, you know, going to be this and that when the show was over, but it actually turns out I'm here. Do you, you know, it is an empowering situation, and it's really, it helps you to take a huge step forward in your career. And, you know, my experience in 2007 was that same thing. And I think that, you know, to see you do it, and again, you're pushing this independent single, you know, guys out there, girls out there, if you don't know how hard it is, if you think, oh, it's just lights and glamour, let me tell you, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And Ashton's putting that work in. You actually are creating a video with one of your songs.
I am, yeah. I'm creating my song. So actually, we released this song that we were creating a video for probably last year, maybe at this time.
Yeah.
And then we decided to go ahead and like try to, I guess, we had never done a video for it, and so we decided that we were going to do a video for it. And then Peyton North directing it, and we have a lot of cool people on our team. So I'm excited.
Well, you'll definitely get a just unique niche video, because that dude is about as unique as it gets, and it's awesome. That's what makes his art so amazing, and just going to stand out from the others, because he just is really, really an incredible artist. And so I'm excited to hear that you're going to be working with him on this video. You know, I remember spending, you know, good God, I remember spending 5 figures on a video, my first video.
Yeah.
And it was a wonderful experience also. And I don't mean to like step in here, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Ashton, I just, you know, I can relate to you so much, and I think you're you got to be smiling ear to ear. And y'all, if you're out there, tell them the website again. Is it ashtonbrookgill.com?
Yeah, it's www.ashtongill.com.
ashtongill.com. Okay, and that's ASHTONGILL.com, folks.
Correct.
You know, and the thing is, too, is you've already had national attention, but you got to keep that attention going.
It is, yeah.
You know, and that's how you get the record deals. That's how you get the publishing deals.
Oh,
that's
she don't need a record deal. She just needs to make this record a hit. Then
exactly.
Then she'll never need the record deal.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, that's the
like
misconception.
nowadays, it's the social media and the TikTok and the Instagram reels.
Are you
and
above
like
1,000 followers on TikTok?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm slowly getting started on. I mean, I had created one a few months back and started posting on TikTok, and then
David,
I don't have 1,000 yet, but I will soon, because I'm doing this to her. I'm gonna do this to myself. I'm putting a call to action out there right now. If you're on listening right now and you have a TikTok, you go to TikTok right now and follow my girl Ashton Brooke Gill. Ashton Gill. I'm not sure how it's listed on TikTok.
Yeah, it's at Ashton Brooke Gill.
Ashton Brooke Gill, and on TikTok. Let's get her to 1,000 followers right now. Come on, folks.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's definitely do that.
So, because if you don't know, once you get to 1,000, then Ashton can go live, and there are literally 500 million people waiting to watch her live, and the algorithm will push her, and that's how we do this. That's how we use technology to get our next
and it's time
generation
consuming, and it's not always easy, and there's a little bit of a learning curve, but this is what you have to do.
And she's, you know, these young people know. You knew all about that already. I'm not telling her anything she doesn't know.
Well, you know, I'm learning every day. Right?
Well,
we all are.
That's because we're not.
Yeah, I think we're all learning.
Yeah, we're not as cool
or young.
or young.
Well, I don't know. I'm still learning about social media too. So.
No, I'm just laughing. Me and her sitting here laughing because I got all the gray hair to go with it. Let me tell you.
Hey, Ashton, you've been speaking, or you've been traveling with some motivational speakers, and you've gotten to meet some people in other parts of the country. So this has opened up some great opportunities for you. And we only have like a couple of minutes left, but tell us kind of what you'd like to do in the future that would help. You know, let people know kind of where your heart is.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's such a big question. Or I could go so many different ways with this, but I was traveling with a motivational speaker. He's from Iowa. His name's Corey Greenwood, and he goes around different schools. We've I travel with him occasionally. I'm not his only person that travels with him. He does have like other bands and artists that are local that'll travel with him. But we actually connected through American Idol, and so he asked me to come sing whenever he speaks, and he speaks at just different high schools, and I think we've been to Iowa, Minnesota, and South Dakota. And his dad actually committed suicide when he was about 18 or 19 years old, and he just kind of talks about his own experience with suicide and mental health awareness.
Ashley, is this something you're looking to do in the future for yourself?
I have never experienced, someone in my family that has committed suicide firsthand, but I mean, I definitely love speaking in front of people, and I have like a heart for like, high school age kids and just kids in general. So I would not be opposed to it. I think that would be really cool.
Well, I think you have a lot of talent and a lot of great opportunities, and we're going to just have to have you come back on another show and talk a little bit more, and then maybe sing or show one of your videos when it's finished. But Ashton Brooke Gill, thank you so much for being our guest this morning on Talk 107.3 FM, Mornings with Brian Haldane.
Thank you all so much for having me. It's been fun.
Thank you, and we'll be right back and a little bit more fun here on Talk 107.3 FM. Good morning.
You still on? You got her on.
We're still YouTube live.
Yeah. That's okay. I'll call her later.
Yeah, I'll give you your number.
Yeah, so, again, it's like, this is what I need. I need young people like her to be joining me at these schools when I go speak at these schools.
Yeah.
Because that's how we're going to reach these kids. Go speak at the school, get them to come. Go speak at the school, get them interested.
Yes.
That's.
I've talked to her last night met with her family last night about doing some motivational speaking, just about, anti-bullying, unconditional love, believing in each other, and supporting that in her performing. And then, I think that she, having her degree, going to nursing school. Oh, she does. She's very smart. Very, very smart.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, if you're listening to us on YouTube Live, go support Ashton Brooke Gill. Ashton Gill on Instagram. Super sweet girl. Got her degree, went into nursing school, got the chance for Idol, decided to take a semester off. And, she's just got so many opportunities coming her way. Excuse my cough, please. Please forgive me.
You can always unclick that. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I need to unclick that.
Yeah, that's for you to do. So, yeah, you can see my brain's turning.
I knew. That's why I wanted to connect y'all together.
Man, we knew each other, but I didn't know like that. That was a good segment, actually. She, I'm thinking about the things that she needs. I love hearing about the feelings that she felt.
Yeah.
That's the thing that people want to hear about.
Yeah, I think that's a really great firsthand experience, because there's a lot of people that want to go to Idol, and there's a lot of people that want that platform. It's not easy. It's hard.
Well,
and if you win, it's hard.
That platform. They think they want to be a star, but they have no idea what it takes. Not only that, but what it takes out of you, the toll it takes on you. It's not.
But that's true in every profession. This is just in a different way, more vulnerable way, because your talent is
writing anything, book, movie.
Yeah, she's going to spend about a month in Nashville writing.
Peyton is a prime example of stepping into the vulnerability.
Oh, big time.
So I mean that.
Big time.
Anyways.
He's so excited.
Good for him.
Good things are happening for him.
Are they giving him anything to do that?
Not really. Working on it.
Yeah. There's no money revenue in music video. It's basically a promotional tool. So if it, I think I spent as least amount on the last few that I could. I mean, I ended up producing the Feels Like a Small Town with myself. I just hired the camera guy for $350.
I really did like Feels Like a Small Town. I still love that song.
Yeah.
I still love that song.
Me too.
So what's our next gig? Where are you playing?
July
next?
4th.
In Natchez?
No, I'm Natchez. I'm going to Natchez Sunday. We're leaving for Natchez on well, we'll go to New Roads Saturday night, spend the night in New Roads, have some friends, and then drive up to Natchez on Sunday and go to the concert, the Alabama concert.
Is it Alabama? Mm-hmm. Wow. We need to tell people to go.
I got tickets from Randy from his wife.
How awesome!
So I'm bringing.
I didn't realize it was the Alabama. I didn't realize it was the Alabama concert in Natchez. I thought it was other. Is CJ playing that? I don't know. Play a live what? Okay. Okay, because I was going to say I don't have any script.
The weather pressure is not helping. The weather pressure, the pressure in the air, I think has something to do with it because I feel it too. It's a gloom feeling.
Yeah, we'll only have 5 more minutes when we come back.
Yeah, that's not enough time for us.
I know. It went by fast.
We need 45 minutes.
We could have done 3 hours.
You did AFR last night? Oh, gosh. You're not married. You're too young to be married. Yeah, so you don't have a life other than this. You may, what up, dude? Good. I'm just laughing.
I drove in from New Orleans. I've been there since Friday. I drove in from New Orleans, and then
That's cool.
Yeah, everything's good, really good. Yeah.
I like to hear that.
And so then I went to the meeting last night. Then I got home knowing I'd have to get up at 4 this morning, 4:30.
The meeting with Ashley.
Yes, yes. And then I've got work today.
Oh yeah, you do.
And I feel like I'll be up in bed before the streetlights come on.
If Billy doesn't have you somewhere else.
I know, I've been speaking a lot. I've had some great experiences the last few days.
What did you say, baby?
If I'm home, I'm usually in bed before the sun goes down.
That's never me.
Well, that's because you're responsible. If you were Chuck P, on the other hand, you'd be out throwing down, baby, till 2 a.m. getting up on TikTok and be like, why did I do this to myself? That was the best TikTok live ever. I was like, Chuck.
I got to get on TikTok.
That's me and you, baby.
Okay, so we're coming back? Yeah, drive right.
I was laughing about that on the air with Brian last week. About how Chuck.
I was going to ask you anyway, so I'm glad he brought it up.
About last week?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about coming and helping me.
Oh, yeah, he mentioned it. He's like, you should hit up Betsy. I'm such a whore for the PR. I'll do it. Come on.
No, it's smart.
I know.
I love. No, I don't think so. Got to keep it out there. So we're only going to have 2 minutes? Or no, 3.5?
It'll be good. It's all good. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, wrap it up and talk about what's going on.
Wrap it up.
And you're back with Talk 107.3 FM. I'm Betsy Barnes sitting in for Brian Haldane. And I have to tell you, the producer here, Alondra Villarreal, has done a phenomenal job keeping us straight.
Yep.
You know, I love Texans anyway. I love this Texan, San Antonio born. Here she is in Baton Rouge making her production career a reality. So
thank you so much for the kind words. I really appreciate it.
You've made it easy. You've done a great job. Thank you so much. And I'm really happy that you could come and co-host with me. I'm thankful for Katie Guitro. She came in at
early?
6 to 7.
What? Give it up for Katie, y'all.
Yeah, look, I'm serious. And then Anthony Ranaudo came in,
yes,
7 to 8. And then you came in 8 to 9. And so, we all love Brian, so we were glad to all be here.
And all the people here at Guarantee.
Oh, my gosh.
It's a family of just incredible
8 years ago, Brian gave me the opportunity, he and Kevin Gallagher, to do 3 questions with Betsy. And I was on every single Wednesday morning. And then that turned into Rocket Right. And so Dr. K. Solar and I, for 7 years, have been on Talk 107.3 FM on Saturday and Sunday.
That's awesome.
And then now we're syndicated in the Natchez area where you're going for the Alabama concert for 4th of
Sunday.
July. So y'all Google what's going on 4th of July. There's so much going on.
Yep, you can watch me also. I'm at the Sandbar on Monday.
Sandbar at False River?
In False River on Monday at 5:30. I'll be starting
Maybe, just maybe,
So
you'll see
Monday,
me there.
come see me with my band. We're opening up for Clay Cormier out of Lafayette, my little young friend. I like Clay. He's a good guy.
Awesome.
It's funny because I went from opening. I mean, I was doing the headliner. Now I'm opening, but it's because I'm the old guy now.
Hey, but you're still there.
No, but come see me at the Sandbar, y'all, on Monday.
Yeah, that's right. And if you know anybody that might want to do a Beats and Loops lab, anybody between the ages of 10, 11, 12 to 17. It's free. It includes lunch. It's at the Songs of Survivors office in the Baton Rouge Beats Lab. It's such a cool space.
SOS4music. I'm sorry, SOS4kids.org.
Yes.
SOS4kids, the number 4.
Yeah.
.org.
Great opportunity for kids to do something a little bit different, and it'll be a lot of fun. Let's see if we can get some kids there. Let's just see if we can get some carpool going and get them there for that. So that'll be wonderful. And I'm just grateful for you, Katie Guitro, Anthony Ranaudo. Thank y'all for coming in.
I know that we are too. God bless y'all.
Yeah. So it's going to be a great Tuesday. Get ready for a wonderful 4th of July. Let's just celebrate and everybody be safe. And if you're thinking about doing anything unsafe, don't do it.
Get a designated driver, please. We don't need any more wrecks in Falls River.
Designated driver. Leave your guns at home, maybe. Let's just take it easy and celebrate and have a wonderful holiday with no crime. How about that? And thank you so much for being with us on Talk 107.3 FM. Brian will be back with you next week, and we look forward to helping you in any way we can. Just connect in with Mornings with Brian Haldane. See you soon. Yay. That wasn't too painful.
That's never painful.